right? Could be okay, I think,
It could be kind of pleasant tonight, especially if a little breeze kicks up.
at
But
9:30. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a good chance for showers and thunderstorms. I'll bet there'll be really some
Oh,
thunderstorms.
there was a 1 minute
Not as
segment
hot.
that looked like it streamed
High
a few minutes
88.
ago, and then now there's nothing more than that.
Monday and Tuesday, sunny, high both days and
Let me
88.
see.
Right now, it's kind of muggy out, 73.
oh, I
but
thought it was
it's,
very muggy out.
but it's you can hang meat in the studios today. It's a little chilly in here.
I think we're okay now.
Rosh had to get his coat.
It's okay. Yeah. Every morning when I come in, I need to call the owners. They live in San Diego, so they have, I'm sure they've got their monitors and so forth. And I think they might have our room confused with the storage locker for meat. And
This is an Alwyn Brothers. This
yeah,
is a
or
radio
Ray
station.
Beers or one of the others. But anyway, I believe we're connected. Does your laptop show still no connection?
Well, it's a
No,
little
no,
bit of
it
a
only
delay.
shows that there was a 1 minute, 7 second streaming episode
Oh,
that
well, did it get my weather
was
forecast? That's
posted,
all it's
but
for.
that only shows the logo.
Oh, I didn't get my weather forecast then? Shoot.
Well, not on there, but I'm sure the live, the radio people got
The
it.
radio people got it. Well, there are staunch
Yeah,
listeners.
there's a 30-second delay, but it's been longer than 30 seconds.
Well, I'll tell you what. We will pretend like we are stream. I know we're live on the radio on
Yeah.
WAZU.
Put our
That's,
clothes back on just in case it.
Yeah. No, just
Oh, wait a minute. Yes,
Oh,
we're on.
we're live.
Yeah, great.
Sure. Yes, sir. And I have my coat and my goulashes.
Oh, you have a flag?
Our
You have,
galoshes.
you have
Yes, I
kind of a flag thing. Okay, yeah, 17.
flag.
Well, it's not a flag. Flags have stars and stripes.
Easy.
Well, you have stars and slashes, and it's.
Well, let's look at your patriotic shirt.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to dress for the day.
Oh, it's 4th of July. You're
Well,
supposed
Gene
to.
didn't
Yeah.
wear any. He's got an alligator on his shirt.
Yeah.
I think I have some red and
Do you? Okay.
well, there it is. Yeah, some
Well,
red
a
and
little
blue.
bit red.
No,
That's Alligator Alley.
I would
or
go
what-
into further
Alcatraz.
detail about this, but it's a trivia question that I have later on, so I don't want to talk about it now. But it involves.
Oh, you
we're
assume
talking
we
about.
want to talk about it later?
Well,
Why did you bring us? Tell us what it is.
Pardon me.
Why did you bring it up?
Well,
If you're not going to tell us anything.
well, no, but you have to stay tuned.
Okay.
And people at home can study up.
Yeah, it would be for some 4th of July trivia.
So we'll have a segment
Well,
of
anyway,
4th of July trip.
Yes. Happy 4th of July
Happy,
to
happy.
all of our listeners. And let's do what we do every morning
What do
and
we do?
bring you the most comprehensive news. Radio. Happy 4th of July from the good folks at Spoon River Home Health. They've been around since 1993, locally owned and operated. Spoon River Health, available 24/7 at 245-0723. And we lead with weather.
Well, we're going to celebrate the founding of our country today with some very hot weather. Sunny and a high today of 93. Tonight, low 72. Tomorrow, sunny and 92. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a very good chance for showers and thunderstorms. It won't be as hot, about high 88. Monday, Tuesday, sunny. High both days, 88. And right now, at the Wazoo, it's 73 degrees.
And now we have the news sponsored by your hometown community banks division of Morton Community Bank. 46 convenient locations in central Illinois to serve you, except for today. Look for the clock tower, and you know they have time for you. Member FDIC. Terry, you have our lead story.
Well, today, as we've said, we're celebrating Independence Day across the country with parades, celebrations, and fireworks. The annual West Peoria 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. And the annual Red, White, and Blue is virtually an all-day celebration on both sides of the Illinois River. Enjoy the festivities, and remember, be safe, drink plenty of water, and leave the dangerous fireworks to the professionals.
It was close, but Republicans prevailed in the House of Representatives, passing President Trump's big, beautiful bill by a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania voted against Trump and fellow party members, as did every Democrat in the House. The measure now goes to the White House for the president's signature today.
Passage of the bill came on a day when the Labor Department announced the addition of 147,000 new jobs. Economists had predicted a much lower number. And in other good economic news, unemployment dipped to 4.1%. Federal employment declined by 7,000 jobs last month. The Dow closed at 44,828, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq clinched records for the third time this week.
The president was in Des Moines, Iowa last. I know it's Des
That's
Moines.
near Des Plaines.
Last night, celebrating his legislative victory while also kicking off the one-year countdown to the country's 250th birthday celebration. Doggone, there's another question I had. Trump praised his big, beautiful bill, which he said contains the largest cut in taxes in history, along with the largest cut in federal spending. He said the bill includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security.
Democrats may have helped President Trump win over some of the Republicans who were on record to vote against his bill. Their delaying tactics, including a floor speech by Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, lasted close to 9 hours. That's a record, but it also gave Trump more time to lobby and secure the winning 218 votes.
The Supreme Court has also delivered a big win for the Trump administration. It ruled that a lower court judge had overstepped his authority by trying to block the deportation of 8 criminal illegal immigrants to South Sudan. In a 7-2 decision, the High Court rebuked Federal District Judge Brian Murphy for defying the court's ruling that allowed the administration to move forward with third country deportations. Murphy was appointed by Joe Biden.
In local news, a freak accident on I-74 yesterday morning cost the life of a 30-year-old Peoria man. Peoria County Coroner Jimmy Harwood said Dominique Stringer probably died instantly when hit by parts from a westbound semi-truck. The truck's rear axle broke off with 2 wheels and bounced over the retaining and crashed through the windshield of Stringer's eastbound SUV. The collision sent Stringer and his vehicle out of control, which hit another retaining wall at eastbound exit 95A, which was closed for close to 4 hours.
You know, I drove by that, maybe you did too yesterday, Gene, and the vehicle with the victim was up a somewhat of a hill, and the side of it looked like it had been crushed.
Yep.
So
Looked like it maybe rolled over, and that's where the crash
I
came
don't
from.
know. I don't know.
But it wasn't at the Main Street exit.
It was the Camp
No,
Street.
It was at
the one you go-
Riverfront Drive is the name of that exit, but it leads to Camp Street. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if you're going to go over to Lowe's or Culver's.
But it was being reported in all the news that it was at the Main Street exit.
No,
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
correct.
Well, the whole axle, and
Well,
tires
that's
came
what I
off
don't
the semi.
Yeah, was it the whole axle? It was kind of fuzzy. Some of the details reported by different sources that I checked, and one indicated that it was a tire that the axle came off, and then one of the tires came off, or was it the axle with both wheels?
I heard it was an axle and at least one of the tires that hit his car. They were both going in opposite directions, and it bounced over and hit his car. Came in.
Well,
through the
whatever it
windshield.
is, the poor guy didn't
was
have a chance.
Horrible, but
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely
he suffered.
terrible,
But
yeah.
it was horrible.
Anyway,
Anyway.
is that the final story that you have
That's
this
all the
morning?
news I have.
And we continue with more news, the most comprehensive news in Peoria radio. And some people are giving us credit for more news than even the TV folks. But at any rate, here's more news from WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper. The 2 members of Congress who represent the Peoria area split their votes along party lines as President Trump's major policy bill has passed. Republican Darren LaHood says the so-called Big Beautiful Bill will provide economic relief to Americans across the country. LaHood calls it a generational piece of legislation that, quote, works for Main Street, small businesses, farmers, and families. Democrat Eric Sorensen says the bill is immoral and un-American. He says it will make lives more expensive. The bill extends the 2017 Trump cuts and slashes funding for Medicaid, food assistance, and clean energy programs. The bill passed by 4 votes in the House. 2 Republicans voted no. It now heads to the president's desk. There have been 2 homicides of young children in Peoria in the last week. In one, the alleged perpetrator is a babysitter. Dr. Channing Patrak is the medical director of the University of Illinois College of Medicine's Pediatric Resource Center. She says it's important to observe someone around your children before using them as a caregiver.
You don't want a person who says your baby is spoiled, you hold them too much, they cry too much, they get really frustrated with a child. Probably not the person you want to leave your baby with.
Patrak says 24-hour triage lines at doctors' offices are a good resource for a caregiver or a parent who finds themselves unable to take care of their child. Peoria's Crittenden Center also offers a crisis nursery where they can take care of children for days and offer counseling. Well, Peoria's firework extravaganza returns for a 4th of July celebration tomorrow night. Streets around the riverfront will be closed for the Choose Greater Peoria Red, White, and Boom starting at 5 p.m., with live music and vendors starting at the same time. The Illinois River will shut down to recreational traffic between the Murray Baker and Bob Michael bridges at 7 p.m. The Bob Michael Bridge will be shut down to vehicle and pedestrian traffic at 8:30 p.m. Fireworks start at 9:30 p.m. From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper.
All right, now for the latest from the world of sports, here's Dr. Gene Sidler. Good morning, Gene, and it's brought to you by BradleyFans.com.
Thank you, Roger. Not much happening in the world of college basketball, so a little slow on our Bradley fans message board, but always something going on. And for the sports report from the last 24 hours, baseball news, the Chicago Cubs won again, beating the Cleveland Guardians 1-0 in 10 innings. Cubs managed only 3 singles through the first 9 innings, but they got good pitching from starter Cade Horton, and 4 relievers held the Indians Guardians scoreless.
That's okay. Indian sounds good to me.
But in the bottom of the 10th, they managed to score a run on a sacrifice fly. No hits, just a sacrifice fly. You know, they start with the man on second, got it moved over to third, and scored on a sacrifice fly to win the game 1-0. They improved to 52-35, increased their lead over the Milwaukee Brewers, who lost to 4 games. St. Louis Cardinals were off yesterday. They'll play the Cubs this afternoon at Wrigley Field. And the White Sox lost to the Dodgers last night, 6-2. The White Sox are in Denver for a game against the Colorado Rockies tonight. Rockies, the only team with a worse record than the Chicago White Sox. They
So
get
it's a game.
So you're telling me we got a chance? Yes. Yeah. The results of fan voting to determine the starters for the July 15th Major League Baseball All-Star Game were released, and 2 Cubs outfielders were among the National League starters named. Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker, both getting starts in the outfield for the National League in the upcoming All-Star Game. That'll be a week from Tuesday, July 15th. No Cardinals, no White Sox players among the starters. The pitchers and the reserve players will be announced this weekend on Sunday. The Peoria Chiefs beat the South Bend Cubs 3-2 in 10 innings. The Chiefs have now won 3 in a row and 6 of their last 7 as they get started in the second half. They are picking up a little bit, 7-5 in the second half of the season. They'll play at South Bend tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. And in tennis, the 138th Wimbledon Championships continue in London. They're now just into the 3rd round matches for men's and women. All the upsets we talked about yesterday have knocked out more than half of the seeded players on both the women's and the men's side. Only 5 of the top 10 seeds remain on the men's side, but 2 of them are Americans. Number 5 seed Taylor Fritz and number 10 Ben Shelton are still alive. On the women's side, again, only 5 of the top 10 seeds remain, and there are 2 women Americans as well. Number 6 seeded Madison Keys and 10 seed Emma Navarro. So that's the women's side, yes. And
There's no guys playing.
maybe we'll get some Americans. Coco
Coco
got upset in the
You're
first
kidding.
round by an unseeded player. Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
see,
straight sets. It was she was very disappointed, and she won the French Open. You know, she's
Coco?
coming
Yeah.
off that French Open just a few weeks ago.
yeah, what is she, 20, 21, 22 now?
Somewhere in that range, I think 21, 22. Yeah, yeah. Tournament runs through Sunday, July 13th, week from Sunday. And the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest, we talked about this yesterday. It'll be on ESPN2 because ESPN's carrying Wimbledon matches. And that's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time. Joey Chestnut, the heavy favorite on the men's side of the competition, and Mickey Sudo, the favorite in the women's. They used to just do one up until a couple years ago. It was just one competition, men and women together, but they've now separated it, and there's different
That's TV
competition.
TV money.
Maybe so for TV. But Mickey Sudo, likewise on the women's side, the heavy favorite. She set the record last year with 51 HDBs. That's the term for hot dog and
Hot
butt.
dog
And I'm not going to talk about the 2 hot dogs that cost me $13. I'm just not going to talk about it.
And you're still not going to tell us what restaurant it was.
Yeah. Well, I slipped the name to you.
Well,
yesterday.
we beat it out of him yesterday.
So you could call us and we'll tell you.
You gave me a rough time trying to shove down 2 more hot dogs, and I said, okay, I'll tell you.
Only other thing, we'll have more to report on this. The 112th edition of the Tour de France starts tomorrow with stage 1. It goes 21 stages over, I think, 23 days, all the way through the 27th of the month over in France.
Do they get into Switzerland at all?
Well, each year for the last 4 years, they have veered into one of the surrounding countries, Spain, Italy, I think was it Belgium a couple of years ago. This year, no. This year, all 21 stages are in France, and they don't go outside the country. I don't know if they've ever been in Switzerland. It's possible they might have gotten over there on some earlier.
One of the things of watching the Tour de France, as you said yesterday, the scenery is just astounding and beautiful. But you may recall, and they've had at least one accident that was major and a few small ones. People will lean out along the way to take pictures and get in the way. And I think one of the big accidents was a spectator knocked a guy off his bike, and they're in a crowd. They're all riding virtually together. And he went down, and then about 10 to 12, 18 other cyclists fell.
I've never watched this. And with that story and your story yesterday, or you talked about, it's like a travel log or whatever. I'm going to watch it this year. I've never done. I thought, who wants to watch a bicycle race? I thought it'd be boring as heck.
Well,
it sounds pretty exciting.
It really is.
Some stages can be, if they're all flat and there's not a lot of scenery, but many of the stages, they'll go by very historic areas of France.
And then they talk about that.
Commentators will talk about it. And
that's great. All right, I'm watching this
I
year.
think they still do in a helicopter rather than with drones because it moves so fast and it goes from.
I'm going to watch. It's on ESPN2.
No, it's on an NBC network. So I think many of the stages will be on like the USA Network.
I don't know if I
get that. Maybe
if I don't get it, I'll come over to your
NBC.
place.
Sure, come on over. Nobody will be there except my attack dog and a couple of snakes. But they'll make you feel right at home.
But you're welcome to come, right?
Yeah, come in through the back door.
The Tour de France has made it into Switzerland multiple times, with the most recent year being 2022. They had a couple of stages that veered into Switzerland. So there you go.
It is amazing when they go downhill. Obviously, they don't
have to pedal.
They don't pedal. And they fly. Aren't they doing 70 miles an hour?
Up to 70 miles an hour going downhill sometimes, yes. That can be very dangerous. And especially if there's been a little rain and the pavement's wet, that can be very dangerous. But
how many cyclists are there, Doctor? How many participate?
Hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah, there's like 32 teams, and each team has between 7 and 9 cyclists.
Really?
So yeah, whatever that comes to, I think that would be
32 times 7.
200. I don't understand the team's part of racing. They want somebody to win it. What's the teams got to do with it?
Well, the teams are each sponsored by corporations, and they do keep track of team scores so that although most of the focus is on the individual winner, there's a team winner, and then there's a number of other trophies given for the best mountain climber, the best young rider, the best sprinter. They they have sprints built into some of these
Like a
stages.
trick rider one. Anybody spin around on their bike and ride on the handlebars?
Not yet.
People
No,
did,
We're
but
talking about putting
thanks
that
to
in.
a spectator. It wasn't the rider
Down
that
they
spun
went.
around; it was the spectator, for that matter. Yeah.
This is the one they change tires while they're going.
Well,
The car comes
each
alongside
team
them.
will have a car with extra bikes. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you get a flat, they've got a tire for you. If your chain goes off, they'll help you. If your bike is crashed, they'll give you another one. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch this year. I never
Yeah, I
watched
think
those
you'll
movies.
It
enjoy
really
it.
is interesting,
It's
but
not
yeah, I can
one
see
that
where it's boring for some people.
it's not something you follow. You don't follow the 500 mile that closely either, do you?
Oh, I do. I follow the
From
Indianapolis
beginning
500.
to end, you
I
don't
do.
get up and leave and cut the
Nope.
grass and come
I
back.
keep waiting for that right hand turn, and it never happens.
Yeah,
It's always
yeah.
left hand.
And like I mentioned yesterday, it starts in Lille, Lille, France, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Well, we would know.
Lille,
Yeah.
which is northeastern part of France, but then it moves west, and I think stages 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all in the Normandy area, and that's where we spent some time when we were in France.
Did you
And
stay
it's a
at a
beautiful
hotel or
area.
motel when you were at
Yes,
Normandy?
yeah, we stayed in, well, sometimes hotels, sometimes in castles.
Was it opposed to
Well,
like camping?
Really?
there,
You
there,
stayed
there are
at a castle?
well, they're converted into a
A
hotel,
hotel, yeah.
and so yes, and
I bet that was
really,
neat,
really
wasn't it?
spectacular. Oh, really cool. Yeah.
What else would he do? Roger sleep in his car or camp or? I mean,
Yes. Now the idea was, do they have, because Normandy is not a large city.
No, it's
It's
a
a large
province.
area,
It's a large area. Yeah.
but so you
Get
don't
an
get it. It'd
Airbnb.
be like going to Detweiler looking for a motel.
Oh, okay. Well, you could get an Airbnb.
There's-
There's an
there's cities-
It's
Airbnb.
like Rocket Motel where you
I'm sure there are
get a room
Airbnbs.
by the hour.
Every hour.
This was a nice hotel or motel. They don't call them. What do they call them?
Oh, there were hotels.
Hostels.
Oh, okay, but yeah, you're onto it.
They're hostels.
Yeah, where they college kids or young
Yeah,
people.
hostels are very popular in Europe. That's where you basically get a room and maybe you share a bathroom with
Yeah.
everybody else on the
1,400
floor.
people on the floor.
Yeah, and sometimes even share rooms if they put multiple like bunk beds in a room, and that's just to keep costs down and such. But
What
no,
did it
they
cost you overnight to stay at Normandy, as an example, in
it
American
was a part of a
dollars?
tour. You
Oh,
pay a single price for the tour.
so you didn't at one point say, if I come back next year, what will you charge me for an
No.
overnight?
I'm sure the price goes up each year like it does everywhere else. But
Yeah.
yeah, we stayed in Rouen and Cannes, and trying to think of some of the other
Where
cities we
was
stayed
the
in.
city where you had the castle?
Those were usually kind of out in rural areas,
Oh,
not really in
yeah.
a city.
Yeah, and you stayed in one, did you? Did you tell the
Oh,
people there?
multiple ones. Yeah.
You know, you don't have to. For a while, you didn't have to go to Europe. You could just go over to Jumer's and get that.
I can pull up some pictures. You can.
Yeah, I was going to say, can you show Roger? He's pretty interesting. Do you have pictures of this?
I do
Because,
somewhere.
yeah.
Have to-
Well, at any rate, you want to wrap up sports?
That was it
before
for
we-
That was it?
sports. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
portion brought to you by the Chicago Motor Club and other people for that matter. We have 626, and this is the 4th of July, and we are remembering we are 249 years old, but this also, as the president ended yesterday, kind of kicked off the start of the celebration leading up to the 250th birthday anniversary. And so we say happy 4th of July to everyone. And those people on
Oh, we have fireworks today.
on YouTube, bear with us. and we are unable due to requirements of YouTube. We have to. They block any music until we pay them for the rights to play the music, and that's why, you know.
We just need to bring in our own band, and it it's all then we own the music.
Mhm.
We could I see we got enough room in here to have a little quartet
You
standing
know, a
back.
one-man band, he could stand
Do
over
you?
there in the corner. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
play some songs.
That would look interesting. Gee.
Well, why not?
Does he have all
Yeah.
the one man band, all the
Oh
stuff?
no,
all the,
no, no,
oh,
nothing like that.
see, that's what I pictured.
Oh no.
Who was the guy that? Sure, it was Scott Tranchitella,
Yeah,
who they have Josh Bradshaw
with AMT.
has
Yeah,
Yeah,
with AMT has a three-man band.
three-man band.
We
Yeah.
could have them come
you
in
would do it.
and they
Do
would do
original
it.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're a little tight. Probably have to work on the table.
We'll get rid of the microwave for that day. We don't use that anyway that much. So
Well, the reason we don't use it, can't plug it in.
yeah,
You know,
place it below.
well, I don't know about that. I keep thinking I've got to bring in a multiple
Talk about
plug.
fireworks.
That'd be
Yeah,
fun.
right.
So, well, anyway, it is 6:30, so let's get into the news. At the bottom of the hour, bring you up to date. Reminder, we'll start with the news with Terry. And whenever I say that, that would apply to either one of you or both. But anyway, brought to you by Advanced Medical Transport, providing outstanding emergency care. They've been doing it since 1991. AMT covering 65 communities with 54,911 calls a year. That's a lot.
It's a lot of calls.
And of course, they also are into 15,000 scheduled medical service calls. Saving lives is what they do at Advanced Medical Transport. Terry?
We're celebrating Independence Day across the country with parades, celebrations, and fireworks. The annual West Peoria 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. And the annual Red, White, and Blue is virtually an all-day celebration on both sides of the Illinois River. Enjoy the festivities and remember, be safe, drink plenty of water, and leave the dangerous fireworks to the professionals. It was close, but Republicans prevailed in the House of Representatives, passing President Trump's big, beautiful bill by a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans, Thomas Massie of Kentucky and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, voted against Trump and fellow party members, as did every Democrat in the House. The measure now goes to the White House for the president's signature today. Passage of the bill came on a day when the Labor Department announced addition of 147,000 new jobs. Economists had predicted a much lower number. And in other good economic news, unemployment dipped to 4.1%. Federal employment declined by 7,000 jobs last month. The Dow closed at 44,828, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq clinched records for the third time this week. The president was in Des Moines, Iowa last night celebrating his legislative victory while also kicking off the one-year countdown to the country's 250th birthday celebration. Trump praised his big, beautiful bill, which he said contains the largest cut in taxes in history, along with the largest cut in federal spending. He said the bill includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. The Supreme Court has also delivered a big win for the Trump administration. It ruled that a lower court judge had overstepped his authority by trying to block the deportation of 8 criminal illegal immigrants to South Sudan. In a 7-2 decision, the High Court rebuked Federal District Judge Brian Murphy for defying the court's ruling that allowed the administration to move forward with third country deportations. Murphy was appointed by Joe Biden. In local news, a freak accident on I-74 yesterday morning cost the life of a 30-year-old Peoria man. Prairie County Coroner Jamie Horwitz said Dominique Stringer probably died instantly when hit by parts from a westbound semi-truck. The truck's rear axle broke off, with two wheels and bounced over the retaining wall and crashed through the windshield of Stringer's eastbound SUV. The collision sent Stringer and his vehicle out of control, which hit another retaining wall at eastbound exit 95A, which was closed for close to 4 hours. And those are the headlines, Roger.
All right, how about check of the weather brought to you by Kyle Varnold. He's our weather guy, and we'll hear from him a little later on this morning live in our studio. Otherwise, I want to tell you he's an insurance executive. He can shop around on your behalf to find the right coverage at the right price, regardless of the kind of insurance. And he's available even today at 309 682 0519.
Sunny, very hot today, Roger. High today about 93-ish. Tonight, low 72. Tomorrow, sunny and 72. Sunday, mostly cloudy. Good chance of showers and thunderstorms. Not as hot, though. High about 88 currently. We're at 73 at the Wazoo.
Wasn't it hot yesterday and muggy and
Yep.
humid and all the other things that go with the Midwestern heat?
Yes, it was.
Stifling, to say the least. I hate to, on this day in which we celebrate the founding of this great nation of ours, to go back to that fatal accident. But, you know, there was a time when they had signs that would tell trucks where to go. You know, truck route, and that was the route trucks should take. Unfortunately, and I don't know, some truckers, when they're going east or west, will take 474 and bypass downtown Peoria. I think they determined, and I don't know whether each one of you have at one time or another, that it's really shorter to go 74 through Peoria than take 474 around. Would you verify that, or
maybe a mile or less
yeah, it's
difference?
not a
But
big deal.
it is slightly shorter. Yeah,
Yeah.
even look on a map, you can see that it looks like it is slightly longer to go on 474.
Well, where I'm going is, I wish they would make the trucks go on 474 rather than through 74. I don't know about the, particularly for Gene and I, because every day we're on at least twice, and in my case, more than twice, or other trips to Peoria for whatever purpose. And I've been tailgated on more than one occasion in the passing lane, and these guys that are hauling whatever they're hauling are on my rear end like you can't believe, and I can't wait to get over, even though I can't get over, and the truck driver who's sitting about 20 feet above me in those high-rise trucks, they know I can't get over, but nonetheless, it's their way of letting you know we own the highway. And
Are you passing? You're in the passing. Are you passing?
Yes.
Okay, you're
yes,
passing. Okay,
yes.
fine.
I
Well,
hate the way you phrase that, but at any rate, I hope I'm not passing. But
no.
no, I'm just kidding.
Oh,
But at any rate, I wish we would get back
do you feel okay?
to pass yes, doesn't work with
I didn't
me.
mean it.
Yes,
I really
know.
didn't. You brought it up.
Yes,
You look a little peaked at that.
No, actually, I feel pretty good
No,
this
good,
morning.
good.
So
Sorry.
that won't work. But on the other hand, you look like you gave your pallbearers a slip.
Oh my.
Would it take local law or state law to force trucks to take
I
a
think
truck route?
federal law. It's federal highway.
I think that would be state law.
State?
Yeah,
Okay.
the states regulate those kind of things, I believe.
Well, do any of
It's a
you
highway,
agree with
though.
me or disagree? We don't need trucks rambling through and almost all of them, the speed limit, as you know, is 55. None of those trucks do 55.
He
They
could have
all
been, he could have
do
been
over
delivering
55.
though. He could have had a delivery downtown Peoria, maybe. So
Well,
you wouldn't.
I'm not getting into what took place
Oh,
yesterday. I'm just
okay.
talking in general terms.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Well, talk about pregnant parents. That's it.
It's
Well,
going to
moving
happen.
to
No,
more
it's
important.
not going to happen.
I think they probably
Oh, never
have
say never. You know, Gary Hall was told that there will never be a missing in an MIA POW flag flying at the airport. It is now flying.
So that
never say never.
one case where
Well, that's right.
something
That's how courts rule. You know, they rule by precedent. Just like
courts
well,
involved now.
yeah,
Think-
you know, the Supreme Court ruled about birthright citizenship. That ruling kind of spilled over to other potential cases.
Okay.
Okay.
And today's weather.
Those quiz questions.
Yeah. Well, are you with me or are you against me on
We're not against
for
you.
trying to get trucks to take a truck route like
I just get out of their
470?
way. I don't think anything's going to change. They've
Well,
got a little
how many fatal
stronger
accidents?
lobby, I think, than you and
Well,
I.
you're right. The truck industry is very, very, very strong. They're the ones that got, you know, at one time, the speed limit when didn't we go from 55 to 65 and then 70 for the speed limit?
Well, we came
Oh,
down from
it-
70
Yeah, it was 70, and it was cut back
to
because
55.
of,
Yeah.
I guess,
They said gasoline. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, remember the gas
shortages,
shortage.
the Arab oil embargo back in the 70s. But now it is back up to 70 in some areas, interstates.
Mhm.
Well, what I'm getting to also is that at one time we had two speed limits on our nation's, on at least Illinois. I can only speak to Illinois. Do you remember what the speed limits were?
It used to be 55 for semis
Correct.
and 65
For cars.
for cars.
And led by David Leach, who supported it, they bumped the speed limit for trucks back up to our speed limit. And I still think that was a mistake.
It's
I
you're intelligent.
Tell it's a holiday.
I think
How
I
do
think
you
you're the
think
only
it's a
one
holiday?
in this banner here.
Yeah.
I don't. I can sign on.
Parade.
Just open
Okay,
behind
yeah.
you, Raj. Well, let's think about it for a day. You've probably been thinking about this all night. I'm sure you
Every time
laid awake last
every
night.
time I have a truck on my tail.
Yeah.
That semi wheel just miss you or something
Yeah,
yesterday.
this has got you going. But we'll think about it and we'll come back Monday and we'll have some ideas on it. This is a big topic just thrown on the friends,
I was
Roger.
asking you all to think this morning. It's a little bit of a challenge, but
No, it's not that we're not thinking.
it's another reason I stopped running for public office.
It's yeah.
Well, that was my effort to
Okay.
engage the.
I
You
think
get some trivia questions.
Oh, now you're gonna make me.
The fall guy.
Well, you can. I do. I have some 4th of July trivia questions. And this is for the group. Okay, I'm asking because I never know any of these answers. These are obviously, about the 4th of July. Who was the oldest person that signed the Declaration of Independence? I thought that would have been easy.
Benjamin
George,
Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is correct. And how old was he?
86.
No, a little bit high.
59.
Way young.
76.
Nope, still too.
Are we in the 70s?
Yes, we are.
70. What'd you say?
I said
76?
76.
78.
No, we're right at 70. 70 years old.
70. Okay.
70 years old. In America, a lot of people have a flag flying. Do any of you have a flag in your?
I have a flag and also bunting on the garage.
Okay. You have who?
Bunting.
Oh, okay. In America, how many Americans, percentage of Americans that own a United States of America flag?
I'm going to say it's low.
No, that's not low. Well, I mean, compared to what? I mean,
compared to
100%.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and guess 50%.
It's
58%.
it's better than 58%.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
67%.
Ooh, that's very close. A little bit lower.
65.
60. Oh, it's just one off.
64.
64%. 64 Americans.
That's
Yeah, you got it.
interesting
You got there.
because
Yeah.
people who I do not believe own a flag. And
Yeah, that was a
just
2024 study.
heard a lot of people to celebrate. Well, you've seen the statistics that have been quoted on some of the cables that I think it's like 79% of Republicans are proud of this country, 23% of Democrats are.
Yeah.
An amazing difference.
I don't know how it is in your neighborhoods, but the ones who have flags flying every day, like yours truly, are all veterans.
Yeah, maybe more so with veterans. We're not veterans.
I have
We
a,
have
I
a
have
flag.
I have a flag.
flying.
I'm not a
Well,
veteran.
I'm not. I don't know your neighborhood, but I'm just saying those who fly flags in my neighborhood have all served in the military.
Okay. Yeah. It's interesting.
And younger people don't seem to be interested. I have mentioned it to one neighbor, and it went over like a lead balloon. But nonetheless, he said, "Boy, your flag will look great."
Yeah.
And
Speaking of flags, how many flags, American flags, has made it to the moon? Okay.
I'm going to say 4.
Oh, I was going to say 4. I'll say 3.
Doctor,
Just to be different, I'll say 5.
you're all off.
2.
Nope, it was Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, and 17. 6 American flags have flown on the moon. What is the most played 4th of July song, according to Billboard magazine?
God bless
Stars and Stripes
USA.
Forever.
Well,
God
no,
bless USA by Lee Greenwood.
no. This is all time. So Lee, he's only that hasn't been that long.
All time.
Yeah.
Oh, Kate Smith, God bless America.
No.
Wow.
I'm with you. Sue says Stars and Stripes Forever.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Is it a vocal arrangement we're talking about?
Yeah.
Does it say, or
Is it
Is it
yeah.
the Star Spangled Banner?
No. It's vocal. And I believe it's accompanied. It's a male, and I believe it's accompanied on a piano. I could be wrong about that, but
not God bless America?
no.
Wow, the most, and by a male.
Mm-hmm.
Well, who is the male?
I'm going to say it's Frank Sinatra.
No. He's blind.
Stevie Wonder.
No.
Oh, I
Ray
know
Charles.
who it is.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
America the
and
Beautiful.
America the Beautiful.
America. Mm-hmm. Isn't that interesting?
That
I
is
wonder
interesting.
how they determine that.
I think, let me see, how did they determine that?
Yes.
Billboard magazine reported that in 2020, making Charles a patriotic icon. Where were the 2 battles that were held? Would be the shot heard around the world. Took place April 19th of 1775, ultimately starting the battles of, there was 2 of them.
Concord?
What's one?
And Lexington.
And Lexington is the other one. So we'll split that one. Okay, let me see here. Who has, we have the longest running Santa Claus parade in the country, longest continuous running Santa Claus parade. What about the 4th of July parade? The biggest, no, that's a little bit different. That's not the longest one. This one's, the celebration is the largest display in America.
A parade you're talking about?
Where, what city?
Is it the New York?
It is. It is the Macy's. It is. Now here's one, and we might have to talk about this in depth here. It's technically, is it technically a violation to wear an American flag?
Oh yes, it's a violation of the U.S. code
as clothing article.
Yeah.
So Terry, you're going to have to take your shirt off.
That's not
a
correct flag, so you're probably
it's not a correct flag.
Oh, so you can have a phony flag?
Yes,
Okay. Okay.
And by the way, it's a blouse.
Oh, all right, one more, and then here's a good one. How many dollars in food is spent by Americans on the 4th of July? This is a 2023.
Per American?
No, it's total cost.
In pounds?
No, in dollars.
Oh, in dollars.
And it's in the billions.
Oh gosh.
I'll say 8 billion.
Is it single digit or double digit?
A single digit.
So you said what?
I said 8 billion.
8 billion?
Mhm.
I'm going to say 9
Wow, that's really, really close, Doctor.
billion.
I was going to go lower, 5 billion.
It's
but
9.5.
it's
Nine and a
nine
half
and a half.
billion. And on that same subject, the big day, Joey Chestnut, I'm not going to ask questions about it because everybody knows Joey, is at where they have that every
Coney Island
Coney Island at,
New
in
York.
New York.
no, where they eat the hot dogs.
Oh, Nathan's.
At Nathan's. That day, how
That's
many
fun.
hot dogs does Nathan's make on that day?
How many
Dogs. Do Nathan's,
Oh, do they?
yeah, because they make,
Are you talking about a
Mm.
hot
yeah.
dog or weenies?
Oh, they make
Oh,
tons of them because
And
they all
HBD.
close even afterward with big plates of them.
Right.
So they've got hundreds extra. I would guess 2,000.
Roger.
I was meandering mentally.
How,
The question was how many hot dogs at the event?
on July
prepared
4th
for
are
this
prepared
contest.
from
Just at
Nathan's.
Nathan's.
Just at Nathan's, not
Okay.
in America.
You
just at
said
Nathan's.
2,000?
Yeah.
I'd say 2001.
I was only going to go about 500.
500. Joey eats that many. No, well, I mean,
76, so I figured, all right.
okay, you're at 500. Okay, I don't know. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't have all the answers. I don't know the answer to that one. But
Must question.
Okay, just a list of trivia that I have no answers for. Now, here's a couple more July 4th
Good
trivia.
question. It's interesting. I just don't know.
How many presidents were born on July 4th? How many U.S. presidents?
I think the number is 2.
You are wrong.
I can't answer.
I think it's 4.
I think I saw that. Yeah.
No, it's only one. It's only one.
I didn't miss it by much. You gave me a scowl.
Well, something that small, I expect to
You
get
would
it
know,
exact.
know the answer.
And who was that? Who was the only president born on July 4th?
Wasn't it George?
Well, you've got about 47 to choose from. 46, I guess.
See, that's not. Now we're down to 46.
But it's not George. It's in the 20th century. Let me narrow it down for you.
Oh,
Was it Clinton?
No, not Clinton. You got to go to the other end of the 20th century.
Now we're down to 45 to choose from.
Well, okay, it's the 20th century when he served as president. Let me put it that way, which means that he was not born in the 20th century.
Oh,
But he was born on
had
July.
I known that, I would have said to it. Oh, George Washington.
Grover Cleveland.
Oh, that's no. He
Okay.
served in the 19th
I
century.
don't know. I don't remember.
Well, a Republican or Democrat?
Who was president when you were born, Roger?
FDR. No,
Washington.
No.
Actually, never mind.
It was Jefferson, wasn't it?
It was.
All I remember,
You're
it
probably
was
not
the
gonna
guy. It was the guy with the beard.
Guy with
Let me
wooden
let me
teeth.
put it this way: it was a guy that was relatively quiet.
Calvin Coolidge.
There you got it.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Silent Cal. Calvin Coolidge was born July 4th, 1872.
How many presidents died?
How many? That's my next question.
Oh, I
How
got it
many
right here. I
presidents
can't
died on
answer
July
that.
4th?
Okay.
Adams Jefferson. 2.
Well, we talked about that yesterday, that there were 2 that died the same day in 1826, July 4th, 1826. Thomas Jefferson and John Adams both died that same day, exactly 50 years after the signing of the Declaration
That's
of
kind of
Independence.
spooky.
There was one other president who died.
I'm going to guess 3.
It is 3 because I just gave you
I
that.
know it.
Oh, it's not.
None of the other people picked up on it. So
who was it? And it's somebody
Everybody knows 3.
that you would know, Roger.
James Monroe.
Yes, James Monroe died July
I
4th,
remember the family talking about
1831.
Uncle Jim.
Uncle Jim.
What year was it, James?
1831.
Uncle Jimmy.
Yeah,
He was a president, but we always knew him as
we remember
Jimmy.
Uncle Jim and unfortunately his demise.
Did James Monroe sign the Declaration of Independence?
Well, since you got that smirk on your face, I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably be asking if it was yes. No, he did not.
Yeah.
Even though he is considered one of the founding fathers, somehow he got left out. He didn't get the memo. They were reading in Philadelphia.
The computer broke down,
Yeah.
and he lost his email.
Yeah.
His carrier pigeon
And
got
how
lost.
old was Uncle Jim when he died?
I'd have to
Oh,
look that up.
boy.
I don't have his age here.
We don't have it in the family Bible.
You don't have to.
But he wasn't bad. The bad guy was Uncle Tom. You may recall.
Oh, boy.
All right, as always, we never miss it, even on holidays.
Yep.
And
73.
73.
Yeah, James Monroe,
Monroe.
73
Yeah,
years.
and
of
the
age.
family was told they thought he could make it to 74, but just missed it. Here's our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles, and of course, cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When you come home and find evidence of something chewed or destroyed by your pet, some trainers say you can try disciplining after the fact if you have the proof. But you must not react to the proof until you get the dog to the damage. In other words, don't explode into the house and scream and whine at your dog. The dog will simply run away and you will think you have corrected the problem. You have not. Instead, say nothing, go calmly to the dog and bring him to the damage. Show the dog the proof and in a low growling voice with few words, let him know that this is not acceptable, such as, "Bad boy." Then release him and do not pet, coo, or give attention to him for 3 minutes, but no longer. You are imitating the actions of a mother dog, and your pup should quickly and easily understand this sound and action. When you are cleaning up the mess, do not let your dog see you doing so. Your body language will look submissive to the dog as you kneel and scrape or scrub, and that won't win you any brownie points in the dog's eyes. Remember, keep your cool when disciplining. No screaming, no hysterics. This is correction time, and your growling should last no more than 3 seconds. So the next time your pup presents you with a problem, try this and see how it works for both of you. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Blesser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
The advice that she was giving about, I tried that on my dog, and he just looked at me like, "What's the matter with you today?" Every dog, like every patient, Dr. Sidler, is different. Isn't that true?
Yes.
So
I think
might
so.
work for one dog or one breed, but depending on the kind of dog and how the dog has been raised, it's a little bit of a generalization.
Yeah, I mean, there's obviously some things that are probably common among most dogs, all dogs, even maybe in some cases. But I think dogs, like humans, all might have slight difference
there's a
in
lot of
personality.
breed specific things. Some dogs
Yeah.
will do
Oh,
something
yeah.
because that's how
Labradors
they were
love
bred.
everybody. I mean,
Yeah,
that's why they make the worst guard dogs.
yeah,
They'll lick a burglar to death.
absolutely.
What breed is that?
Like a golden lab or
Not a German Shepherd.
oh
No, they're
those make good
protectors.
guard dogs.
Those are good dogs. Yeah.
All right, that takes care of hour number 1 on this 4th of July.
Man, that was
We
rough.
have news, weather, sports coming up. Thanks for being a part of our program. Happy July 4th, everybody, on this Friday, 2025. It's Breakfast with Roger and Friends. Blessed good morning, everybody. It's Friday, July 4th, and we begin with a check of the weather. Our weather this morning brought to you by Kathy Reynolds, a brilliant real estate. We learned early that hard work produces results, and that's why Realtor Kathy Reynolds is so successful. She works hard to get results for her clients seeking to sell and or buy their next home. Learn more from Kathy Reynolds of Brilliant Real Estate. Kathy's phone number 309-696-2162.
Hey, happy July 4th. We celebrate the founding of our country with very hot weather today. Sunny and a high today of around 93-ish. Tonight, low 72. Tomorrow, sunny and 92. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a good chance for showers and thunderstorms. It won't be as hot, high 88. Monday and Tuesday, sunny, high both days around 88. Right now, it's 74 at the wazoo.
You know, I haven't heard ish used for a long time. You remember when people say, what time you want to get together? Oh, how about 7-ish?
7-ish.
You remember when we used to do that?
I do.
I still use it.
Do you still do that? Like, we'll see you around 5-ish? Exactly what time is that?
It's about 10 minutes either side of 5.
Yeah, before 6-ish.
Yeah. Okay.
Before I say it in the weather because Varnold will come in here today and
Yes.
I'll read all day that it's 93 and he'll go 94. He'll change it by a degree.
Well, he's a stickler.
He's a
for
stick. Yeah, he's
details.
very specific.
And now we have the news sponsored by certified public accountant and tax specialist Matt Wall. He has a day off. He's with Gordon Stockman Wall. Matt offering a wide range of specialized services designed to address what they call the ever-changing accounting and tax needs for individuals and businesses. Matt, who is a CPA, as we indicate, has over 40 years of experience. You can reach him come Monday at 309-692-4030. Now the news.
As we've said, today we're celebrating Independence Day across the country with parades, celebrations, and fireworks. The annual West Peoria 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. And the annual Red, White, and Boom is virtually an all-day celebration on both sides of the Illinois River. Enjoy the festivities and remember, be safe, drink plenty of water, and leave the dangerous fireworks to the professionals.
It was close, but Republicans prevailed in the House of Representatives, passing President Trump's big, beautiful bill by a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans, Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, voted against Trump and fellow party members, as did every single Democrat in the House. The measure now goes to the White House for the president's signature later today.
Passage of the bill came on a day when the Labor Department announced the addition of 147,000 new jobs. Economists have predicted a much lower number. And in other good economic news, unemployment dipped to 4.1%. Federal employment declined by 7,000 jobs last month. The Dow closed at 44,828, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq clinched records for the third time this week.
The president was in Des Moines, Iowa last night celebrating his legislative victory while also kicking off the one-year countdown to the country's 250th birthday celebration. Trump praised his big, beautiful bill, which he said contains the largest cut in taxes in history, along with the largest cut in federal spending. He said the bill includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security.
Democrats may have helped President Trump win over some of the Republicans who were on record to vote against his bill. Their delaying tactics, including a floor speech by Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, lasted close to 9 hours. That's a record, but it also gave Trump more time to lobby and secure the winning 218 votes.
The Supreme Court has also delivered a big win for the Trump administration. It ruled that a lower court judge had overstepped his authority by trying to block the deportation of 8 criminal illegal immigrants to South Sudan. In a 7-2 decision, the High Court rebuked Federal District Judge Brian Murphy for defying the court's ruling that allowed the administration to move forward with third country deportations. Murphy was appointed by President Biden.
In local news, a freak accident on I-74 yesterday morning cost the life of a 30-year-old Peoria man. Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood said Dominique Stringer probably died instantly when hit by parts of a westbound semi-truck. The truck's rear axle broke off with 2 wheels and bounced over the retaining wall and crashed through the windshield of Stringer's eastbound SUV. The collision sent Stringer and his vehicle out of control, which hit another retaining wall at eastbound exit 95A, which was closed for close to 4 hours. And that's the news, Roger.
All right, we have more news from our partners at WCBU, brought to you by Sam Lilly and Associates. And Sam and his staff went to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Interested in insurance? Check with Sam Lilly at 309-245-4374. Come Monday, obviously, like all of us, taking the day off. All of us except those on Breakfast with Roger and Friends. Now more news from WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper. The 2 members of Congress who represent the Peoria area split their votes along party lines as President Trump's major policy bill has passed. Republican Darren LaHood says the so-called Big Beautiful Bill will provide economic relief to Americans across the country. LaHood calls it a generational piece of legislation that, quote, works for Main Street, small businesses, farmers, and families. Democrat Eric Sorensen says the bill is immoral and un-American. He says it will make lives more expensive. The bill extends the 2017 Trump cuts and slashes funding for Medicaid, food assistance, and clean energy programs. The bill passed by 4 votes in the House. 2 Republicans voted no. It now heads to the president's desk. There have been 2 homicides of young children in Peoria in the last week. In one, the alleged perpetrator is a babysitter. Dr. Channing Petrak is the medical director of the University of Illinois College of Medicine's Pediatric Resource Center. She says it's important to observe someone around your children before using them as a caregiver.
You don't want the person who says your baby is spoiled, you hold them too much, they cry too much, or they get really frustrated when a child cries. You're not the person you want to leave your baby with.
Petrak says 24-hour triage lines at doctors' offices are a good resource for a caregiver or a parent who finds themselves unable to take care of their child. Peoria's Crittenden Center also offers a crisis nursery where they can take care of children for days and offer counseling. Well, Peoria's firework extravaganza returns for a 4th of July celebration tomorrow night. Streets around the riverfront will be closed for the Choose Greater Peoria Red, White, and Boom starting at 5 p.m., with live music and vendors starting at the same time. The Illinois River will shut down to recreational traffic between the Murray Baker and Bob Michael bridges at 7 p.m. The Bob Michael Bridge will be shut down to vehicle and pedestrian traffic at 8:30 p.m. Fireworks start at 9:30 p.m. From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper.
Hey, let's get into the world of sports on this 4th of July and with the latest as Dr. Gene Sidler, brought to you by BradleyFans.com. And even though your focus is on basketball, you have other sporting
Yeah.
news, do you not, about Bradley? And
Yes.
maybe you talk about Cubs or Cardinals?
Well, we have, if you start at the main front page of our website, we have a general sports forum and a forum for other topics as well. But the primary purpose is basketball. So the main forum at the top is basketball fan talk. And even on there, we talk about other things sometimes.
Are you, you have ads on your website?
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I have.
So you're
I didn't have
making
ads.
money off of this.
No, wait a minute. The first 10 years that I had the website, I paid for everything myself out of pocket, never put an ad on, uh, and didn't ask for donations or membership fees or anything like that. And but then we started putting ads on because it got more expensive, web hosting
No, then you
fees
retired onto a fixed income, doctor.
and everything. Yeah, so for about the last 10 years we've had ads, and that does generate maybe just enough to pay for
Pay for your expense.
I
That
just
sounds like this show.
I completely upgraded everything with new software and new hosting websites, web servers, and everything, and that was quite expensive. And back in June, April actually, it was April.
Did you have to upgrade?
Yeah, we got infected with some viruses, and it was causing some havoc on the
The Corona thing
message board.
that got your it got your website.
There are software viruses,
Oh, that's
adware
different.
and malware.
Oh,
they're
that's
called.
different. Okay.
Yeah,
And you know, as a doctor, you can't treat a virus.
there are no vaccines.
There you go.
Um,
So you just got to get
so
new
we
equipment.
went with a new software and new host for our web page, and it's working great now. So, but
What's the difference between software and hardware?
well, hardware is something you can hold and see and
Can you get it at
it's
Nina's?
well, yeah. But
Okay.
hardware would be like all your computer and
Oh, the board.
electronic
So
equipment here. That's hardware.
Software.
Software is the digital code stuff that goes into the memory of your computer that runs things or
Okay.
stores data.
Mhm. All right.
Um,
Well, now reporting with sports using software.
well,
Is that
And
correct?
hardware
And
too,
hardware
yeah,
too. Oh.
but mostly software. Baseball news. Chicago Cubs won again, swept the Cleveland Guardians with a win last night, 1-0 in 10 innings. Cubs managed only 3 singles during the game, but their run came as a result of a sacrifice fly in the 10th inning to win 1-0. They got good pitching from starter Cade Horton and 4 relievers to hold Cleveland scoreless. They won on that sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 10th and improved to 52-35, increasing their lead over the Milwaukee Brewers to 4 games. St. Louis Cardinals were idle yesterday. They will play the Cubs this afternoon at Wrigley Field in a weekend series. And the White Sox lost in a late game on the West Coast last night to the Dodgers 6-2. White Sox are in Denver now for a game tonight against the Colorado Rockies. Rockies are the only team with a worse record than the White Sox. And the fan voting is in for the starters for the July 15th Major League Baseball All-Star Game, and 2 Cubs were voted in as starters, both outfielders, Pete Crow Armstrong and 6 of their last 7 in the second. They move over to South Bend now to finish that series with 3 games in South Bend tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. In tennis, the Wimbledon championships are continuing in England, and they're into the 3rd round in men's singles. A lot of upsets on both men's and women's sides. A historic number of upsets. More than half the seeded players have been upset by unseeded players, and only 5 of 10 of the top 10 seeds in the men's and women's seeds remain. But there are still 2 Americans alive in the men's side, number 5 seeded Taylor Fritz, number 10 Ben Shelton, and likewise on the women's side, 2 Americans in the top 10 seeds, number 6 Madison Keys and number 10 seed Emma Navarro. Number 2 seed Coco Gauff was eliminated in the first round. Tournament runs through Sunday, July 13th. And again, a Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest is today at 11 a.m. on ESPN2. Joey Chestnut, the heavy favorite in the men's competition, Mickey Sudo on the women's side. PETA, one of your favorite charity organizations, Roger, is vowing to be on site and protesting and handing out vegan hot dogs, which we all love. And
Have you ever had one of those?
No, I tried
One of
vegan
those
hamburger
terrible-
one time, and that's
Oh
the
yeah.
last time I'm gonna ever eat it.
I do. I eat. There's one that they make. It's a corn dog. It's a vegan corn dog. It's very good. I have them in my fridge all the time.
Maybe I
My
will try
freezer.
it again, but
They're good.
the one time I tried the vegan ground beef, I don't know if it was Impossible Meat. I think maybe one of the first. They might have improved it by then. It just didn't taste at
There's a
all
lot of sodium in
Like,
it when I first started making that stuff.
Like eating cardboard.
No,
I had a. What do you mean? No, you're not going to tell my taste bud what they're supposed to taste like based on your taste buds.
you're chewing it.
I
wrong.
got it. Yeah. Well, at any rate, I got a hamburger, the vegan hamburger,
Huh.
and it really wasn't bad. I don't know what was in it, but there wasn't any meat.
Hy-Vee has a place. I think they've closed it down. It was the
Yeah, because
It was
people say,
Wahlburgers.
Wahlburgers.
well, yeah,
And they had a burger that was a non-meat. It was excellent, and you couldn't tell it wasn't real.
wasn't real
It
meat.
was
So
very
you
good.
think
Why
that
why'd they
closed down?
close it down?
I don't know.
I thought
I never-
something else was going to be coming in there. Maybe they're going back to what they had. You know, they had their own little restaurant there for
Yeah,
a while.
and then
Yeah.
And then Wahlburgers came
yeah.
in,
Yeah, go ahead.
and then I read that Wahlburgers now is closed there, and I think they're working on getting something
They were
else in
never
there.
busy.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
they have an odd setup there
Yeah.
because we stopped one day for lunch,
Mhm.
and it might have been later, early dinner, whatever the case may be. There were like
Yeah.
two people eating there, only two
Yeah.
people, and there were two employees. And I said, "Do they have waiters or servers? I mean, what's the story here, folks?" And they said, "You have to go to the meat department or whatever you call that department that have salads and
Yeah.
and you pick out what you want."
Hmm.
And we didn't eat there. We left, but I couldn't tell whether do they deliver it or they prepare it and hand it to you. So you go. It was just strange.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah.
It was
What'd you find, Doc?
Well, the Wahlburgers at the Orange Prairie
yeah,
Hy-Vee
that's the one I'm talking.
did
Yeah.
close and has been converted to a Walmart Market Grill. There was also a
Walmart.
What was
I
that?
mean,
on
Hy-Vee?
Sheraton.
Not a Walmart. Walmart Market Grill?
Hy-Vee.
Hy-Vee Market Grill.
Okay,
Did
okay.
I say Walmart?
Yeah,
I meant
you did.
Hy-Vee.
Yeah, that's okay. Well,
That
that happens
confused
to
the heck
other
out of
people.
us.
It must be contagious.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
And
contagious.
let me tell you, doctor, it only gets worse.
But we ate at Wahlburgers. I think it was the one on Sheridan. Wasn't there one on?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
bet,
we,
yeah.
we were like the only people there. And then
That's right,
every
except for
time I've been
Wahlburgers.
to Hy-Vee,
Yeah.
there was never anybody in that restaurant. So
I know.
that probably just closed due
They
to lack
should
of
turn that
business.
into a auto parts division because nobody is there.
No.
Now they do have. I'm told on Thursday nights. Let's see, that was last night. That they have a steak night, and you can get steak for two.
Steak and potato, and
Yeah.
I think it's $12.99. What the
Yeah,
sign
it's
says.
a very good.
It
price.
looked like a very good price.
Yeah.
Oh, at Hy-Vee. Yeah,
At
they
Hy-Vee.
cook them on the grill.
Mhm.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, and they say it's pretty good. Although several customers said when they set their fork in it, it went moo.
Yeah, it was still, it was still, you'd see where the jockey hit it.
Hey, can
You'd
we
see
have
the
this?
marks where the jockey
Well
hit
done.
it.
But it is a strange
No, it's just,
restaurant, if you even call it a restaurant.
yeah.
Well, are we done?
Oh,
Excuse me, with sports.
If we've got time, I
We have
have a
time.
list of people who were born on July 4th.
They have time.
Celebrity type
Okay.
people. But let me start first with yesterday because I had a list yesterday and we didn't get to it. Tom Cruise's birthday yesterday. How old was Tom Cruise yesterday?
61.
61, we have a guess.
Let's see, he's 63.
We all know who Tom Cruise is, so I don't need to explain.
Well, it's hard to tell because he's a handsome cuss.
Give me a number.
And you said 61.
I said 3.
Which
63.
hard to believe that he's older than 61, but I'm going to say 64.
We have 61, 64. Terry, come on.
I said
He
63.
said 63.
63. You are
Mhm.
correct. He was 63.
Oh, wow.
Okay, well, thank you.
Now, there's an actress named Olivia Munn. I'm sure you're familiar with her.
No.
No, I'm not.
Well, she was dating Aaron
Munn
Rodgers
in,
for a
how do you
while.
spell the name?
Well, there have been a bunch of them dating her.
Not
Aaron
a
Rodgers. That
bunch.
doesn't narrow it down.
Shailene Woodley,
Yes.
Danica Patrick, and Olivia Munn. And those are the three
Well,
celebrities
Danica,
I
I
know.
know.
Kettle.
Yeah.
Anyway, Olivia Munn.
M-U-N? Munn?
M-U-N-N.
What was she in? I don't know her.
You never heard
Mm-mm.
her?
Have you heard of her, Terry?
No.
She's
This is
been
gonna
in
be-
lots of
this isn't
movies.
gonna be easy.
You didn't ask me.
Well, I know you didn't hear her.
You're right.
Well, she's 102 years old.
Oh,
If you don't know her,
Well,
then
she's good looking.
She's pretty.
but
I would like to get to know her.
she's been in.
She's going to be 28.
Oh, I was going to say
She's been in
20.
Predator, Love, Wedding, Repeat, Violet, Date Night, Magic Mike,
Does she have an OnlyFans page?
X-Men, Apocalypse.
That about Aaron Rodgers?
There's a whole list of movies here, but you probably won't. It won't help you anyway.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to say 31.
Yeah, you saw her picture. That's probably not a recent picture.
Does she have an
Oh,
OnlyFans?
really?
Does she have an OnlyFans page?
Okay. Can I change my vote?
What did you say?
Since you didn't remember, I'm going to say 38.
That is wrong.
Does she have an OnlyFans page?
No.
I'm going to say 42.
I'll try to find people you know. If you are closest, she was 45 yesterday. Julian Assange. We all know who Julian Assange is. WikiLeaks founder.
Oh, yeah.
He was
The spy.
imprisoned
He's a urologist.
in the Colombian
he's not
embassy in
Well,
London.
WikiLeaks.
But
Do we not know who Julian?
Yes, we know who
Yeah.
he is. There are people that are saying free Julian Assange.
Yeah.
He has a following. He's in that case, but
he was.
Well, he is free now.
I'm going to say 45.
Oh, no,
Okay,
he's
here
60.
he is. This is fairly recent.
He's
I'm
60.
guessing.
Oh.
you want to change your vote? I did in the last one.
Yeah,
It
this
didn't
was
help
this
me.
year.
All right, I'll say 55.
55. Did you say?
I haven't said anything. I'm just sitting here.
We're moving really slow here. I'm not going to get the
Just sitting here
dates.
like a god. He's just sitting
Yeah,
there.
59.
55, 59, you said?
60.
He is 54.
Oh.
A
Ooh,
little premature
very
grayness
good.
there. Okay, let me
Yeah,
move to
you could be
today's.
premature.
Just
You were in jail too.
okay, today is Malia Obama's birthday. That's the oldest child of Barack and Michelle.
And she's the only one child that was born on this day of any president that's been there. I had that as a question.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she's, which one? Is she the younger one or the older one?
She is the older. Sasha is the younger.
Okay.
Malia Obama.
Should I say 24?
I was going to say 22.
I'll say 23.
She's 27. You're all a little
wow.
low.
Wow.
So she's been out of college for that long.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Actress by the name of Eva Marie Saint. Does that
Oh,
name
wow.
ring a bell?
Yeah, she's in her 80s and 90s, I'm going to guess.
Not a qualified answer. Sure.
I know, but what you're supposed to say? You're supposed to say yes.
You don't know range.
The answer to that is actually no.
So she isn't in a
She's 72.
U.S. I thought, yeah,
I'm going to say 77.
79 for me.
She is 101.
Oh.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Wow.
What was your guess? 100?
72.
See, you all
Jeez.
assumed
Yeah,
when I said she's
yeah.
not in her
I knew
80s.
she was all the
She
time.
must be in her 70s.
Does she have an OnlyFans page?
I believe she does.
Are you interested in older women?
Geraldo Rivera.
What was that?
Geraldo Rivera. Is his birthday today.
He's a
Your
dang-
favorite.
Yeah, well,
Oh, he's
loser.
the big mustache kind of.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, his son is a Republican. I don't know if you
He's,
knew that.
he's
I
74.
didn't.
I'm going to say 77.
There's Geraldo. We all know Geraldo.
Ooh,
So
Oh.
24 and 77 we have.
I'm waiting, thinking. What was your high number?
I said 77.
I said
I'll
74.
go with 79.
Well, you are closest. He is 82 today.
Oh, really?
Happy,
Oh,
happy birthday to Geraldo.
He's such a patriotic guy. He was born in
Now I'm going to give Roger the advantage here because I'm going to give a sports name here. Digger Phelps. You know Digger Phelps, former
Notre Dame.
college basketball coach at Notre Dame for over 20 years. Became a TV analyst, still I think does a little bit of
And
that.
he's still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, these are all living people.
With that 102-year-old gal still living?
Well, yeah, I don't think she got to be 102.
Yeah, you don't celebrate them.
Well,
101.
She doesn't celebrate them. Anyway, Digger Phelps.
Yeah, Digger Phelps' birthday today.
I'm gonna say, boy, that's a tough one. 62.
no, he's got to be older than that.
He was coach of Notre Dame from 1971 to 1991.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I
87.
shot too long.
87.
You want to revise that?
Yes.
Give me another number.
82.
And
87.
87?
I'll go 85.
84.
84.
Digger Phelps is 84, but apparently in good health. Some others here are a little less. Now, you would probably know who Mike Sorrentino is, also known as The Situation.
Oh, yes.
From Jersey Shore.
Yeah, I didn't know it till you said that, though.
Reality
I didn't know the real name.
series.
Yeah, you would know him if you
for
saw
many
him.
years.
No, I don't watch the reality shows. So no.
Well, I don't either, but
Well,
I
then
think, well,
maybe that's a tough one to ask you to
but
guess.
he's 47.
Close. You want to guess?
I have
Did you have
no
no idea who
I have no idea. I'll say 45.
Okay, I'll say 44.
43. He's 43.
Oh.
Nice going.
Yeah.
Wow, yes.
An English singer from the pop
England.
70s and such, John Waite. Does that name ring a bell? Missing You.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
80,
Big hit.
85. It's a little high.
Yeah.
I'll say 79.
A little high.
Roger?
What did you
John Waite.
I said
get a
way
picture
too
of him,
high. It
and
was
that
in the
wouldn't help
80s.
probably either.
She was
I
79.
can't remember.
72.
He's 73. Pam Shriver, is that name?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Tennis pro, became an announcer and broadcaster.
Does she have
as
an
well.
OnlyFans page?
Pam Shriver.
She's a
I'm
retired
going to say
tennis pro.
67.
You don't recognize that one, Roger?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
you
do.
would if you saw her.
She's a tall gal.
Yes, she was. Yes.
And because she's tall, that would make her older.
Yeah, she had a hell of a backhand.
This is her in 1994. If that helps any. I don't know.
it does.
She probably was still playing tennis at that time.
What'd you say, Terry?
I said 67.
Yeah, I'm going to say older. I'm going to say 72.
I'm going to say 65.
She's 63.
63.
So you are close.
You are.
Do we have time for any more?
I hope,
Yeah.
let me look and see.
Montel Williams. Name
Oh,
familiar?
yeah.
His birthday was yesterday, so I'm backing up into July 3rd now.
Why?
Montel Williams' birthday
He's gotta
yesterday
be
on
80
July
something.
3rd.
82.
No and no.
I think that's high. I'm going to go 72.
Do you know who we're talking about?
Yes,
Montel Williams?
yes. 75. What'd you say?
She said 2. I was way high at 80.
Yeah, 75.
You're high. No, he's 69.
Well, he's my age.
Here's one that everybody knows. Gloria Allred, famous like lawyer
Yeah,
to the
lawyer,
stars, alimony
Well,
type
see,
cases
if
and stuff. You know who Gloria
If
Allred
you
is?
judge her by on TV, that's one age. Without makeup, that changes dramatically.
58.
Don't be cruel.
58.
Don't be cruel by Elvis
I think
Presley.
it's under 60. 58.
58 or 62.
65.
Gloria Allred is 85 yesterday.
What?
Wow.
Really?
And you remember
How old is Ed Parker?
How old would Eddie Parker be?
How old would Eddie Parker be?
I don't want to guess because he'll beat me to a pulp if I get it wrong.
Well, thanks for coming in. You know, we do start at 6.
When you have a volunteer, you don't reply.
Yeah, that's especially when they bring in pastries.
There you go.
You never bite the hand that feeds you,
There you
for
go.
sure. Well, we're going to enjoy Dunkin' Donuts we bring you the news at the bottom of the hour. So
I was struggling this morning to get here. I'm being honest with you.
we forego the usual message from our good friend Bob Manning, Senior Vice President, Financial Advisor with the Grandview Capital Group at Morgan Stanley in Peoria. Bob wants to wish everybody a happy and safe 4th of July. With our headlines, here's Terry.
Well, as we've said, we are celebrating Independence Day along with everybody across the country with parades, celebrations, and fireworks. The annual West Peoria 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. And the annual Red, White, and Bloom is virtually an all-day celebration on both sides of the Illinois River. Enjoy the festivities and remember, be safe, drink plenty of water, and leave the dangerous fireworks to the professionals. It was close, but Republicans prevailed in the House of Representatives, passing President Trump's big, beautiful bill by a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans, Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, voted against Trump and fellow party members, as did every Democrat in the House. The measure now goes to the White House for the president's signature today. Passage of the bill came on a day when the Labor Department announced addition of 147,000 new jobs. Economists had predicted a much lower number. And in other good economic news, unemployment dipped to 4.1%. Federal employment declined by 7,000 jobs last month. The Dow closed at 44,828, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq clinched records for the third time this week. The president was in Des Moines, Iowa last night celebrating his legislative victory while also kicking off the one-year countdown to the country's 250th birthday celebration. Trump passed his big, beautiful bill, which he said contains the largest cut in taxes in history, along with the largest cut in federal spending. He said the bill includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security. The Supreme Court has also delivered a big win for the Trump administration. It ruled that a lower court judge had overstepped his authority by trying to block the deportation of 8 criminal illegal immigrants to South Sudan. In a 7-2 decision, the High Court rebuked Federal District Judge Brian Murphy for defying the court's ruling that allowed the administration to move forward with third country deportations. Murphy was appointed by Joe Biden. In local news, a freak accident on I-74 yesterday morning cost a 30-year-old Peoria man, his life. Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood said Dominique Stringer probably died instantly when hit by parts from a westbound semi-truck. The truck's rear axle broke off with 2 wheels and bounced over the retaining wall and crashed through the windshield of Stringer's eastbound SUV. The collision sent Stringer and his vehicle out of control, which hit another retaining wall at eastbound exit 95A, which was closed for close to 4 hours. And those are the headlines, Roger.
You know, I recall when I was a kid working selling popcorn at the Mount Holly Speedway, when it was out by Mount Holly, actually, essentially where Pioneer Park is today. And a car lost a wheel and another car hit it and it went flying into the grandstand and killed 2 people. So I can picture what happened on I-74, just on the East Peoria side of the Murray Baker Bridge. And unfortunately, the driver had no chance. That's really such a sad story, to say the least. Well, let's have a check of the weather. Steve Sink wants to wish everybody, he's the managing partner of PHX Affiliates, a happy, safe 4th of July. and know if you're interested in selling a business, buying one. He's available at 309-696-8508.
Roger, it's going to be sunny and hot today and tomorrow. It's going to be in the 90s both days, 72 tonight. Sunday, rain and 88 right now. At the Wazoo, it's 74 degrees.
Warming up, Ed Parker, our dear friend, has joined us. And I know, Ed, it's going to be quite busy for that matter. And you're going to be down at the riverfront. You want to pull the microphone?
Lighting off
Dun, dun,
fireworks?
dun. No, sir. Black people don't play with fireworks because you might blow off your hand. I'm just kidding. They
You
do,
get
but they
10
actually
seconds.
do play with them. But we know they come from China, right?
You're going to be down at Kelleher's?
Yes, you know what
that'd
I've
be a
been.
heck of
I think it's been 10 years now. I think we've been doing the private security contract down there for the Boys and Girls Club.
Give us the layout. I know you do it every year, and you make sure that the area is secure and so forth. But
so
what
they
comes
have-
on?
so-
And it's on behalf of Boys and Girls Club.
Yes, absolutely. I think this is the 34th or 5th year or something like that. It's been going on longer than I've been actually been participating in it, but
Pat's a big
oh,
supporter. of the Boys and Girls
absolutely,
Club.
absolutely, because of the whole boxing thing back in the days. And all that. And it's a great thing to do for those young boys and girls anyway. I say that to say this. Say the layout. So the setup is the parking lot that's in front of Kelleher's. They rent the parking spaces to families. I don't know the prices, none of my business, but I know it's a pretty decent price because they have food and drinks that come along with it, plus the group of people that's there.
Plus, it's
And it's isolated, so it's
seating to see the
absolutely,
show.
absolutely, because it's right there by the bridge where the fireworks is launched off from the barges. So it's a beautiful view. So I have to send you some pictures of some of the previous years, but it's amazing, and it's easily, I no exaggeration, 2,000 or 3,000 people in that area. I'm not
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wow.
easily. It's easy. I know it's well over 1,000 because when I saw the pictures that I looked in the past, I'm like, wow, it's like neat. They got blow up stuff for the kids to play on, cones, slushies. They got a VIP area over there by that brick building. I don't know the building that's across from the post office.
Yeah,
I can't think of the name
what
of
do
it.
they
But
call that?
yep.
Logo name on it.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, Mr. Terry said it.
ELM.
Yeah, I said that. So they have a lot of their big wigs over there and stuff, and they have more high-end executive food and stuff over there. But the other area, Raber's, I think, is one of the supporters. They do like boneless pork chops and hot dogs, and it's awesome. It's well worth the money, whatever it is for the family. You got the regular area, the VIP area. It's all fenced off. And my
And you
team
can get out of there pretty quickly.
Oh, absolutely, because they have
Over.
parking. We have a parking team. So yeah, so the contract we take care of the parking for it, and it's a back area where they got it's a package that they get, and whatever you get, it tells where your parking is. You got the wristbands and all that other stuff, and it's an amazing thing. It's a great time. Like I said, I've been doing it just under a decade, maybe. Haven't had any incidents that we couldn't handle with a nice conversation. If
Great.
you guys know
Haven't
what
shot
I mean.
anybody or anything?
Nah,
That's great.
other
That's
than a
great.
couple people trying to blow their hands off of firecrackers, but that's not there. That's just
That's
out
in a car.
yeah, out in the
That's a
outskirts.
great
Yeah.
name,
So
yeah.
plus my team, my nephews and a couple other people, my buddies, all the guys on my team are 6 foot and 500 pounds. So you know how that goes. I'm teasing. I'm
No, but they're
joking.
Yeah,
big
now
boys.
you help me out on this, Ed Parker.
Yes,
You
sir.
mentioned the big wigs.
Yeah.
Where did that term come
Oh,
from?
from back with y'all was talking about Independence Day, take it back, where they wore wigs back in the days. That was a sign of power and
Did that mean power? Or
yeah, like the court
Urban
guys.
lawyers.
Yep. The judges and all them. So those are the big wigs. Those are people you knew that if you got in trouble, you can cancel Christmas, baby.
So regardless of your position,
I'm bald headed. I don't work with you.
you're not eligible to be a big wig.
No, sir.
Yeah.
What's the old term, man? Terry?
Any trouble?
It's always trouble, Roger, but I can't speak of that openly because I handle stuff.
Well,
I handle stuff.
Just
you can't do it open.
I said it earlier. I said literally. I said there's been a few incidents, but it wasn't nothing that could be handled with a calm conversation because that's what I do. If I gotta go and put my hands on you, that means you're acting a plumb dumb fool to the point where it's like you're going to jail. It's nothing to talk about. So the police is in collaboration. I know the police chief personally and the mayor and a couple other people. So
These are big wigs.
they are definitely big wigs, sir. say that to say not to like, say ruffle no feathers or act like, oh, I know all these people. I'm saying where you're connected to certain people in this city, they know what to expect from you. You know what to expect from them, so everybody can collaborate, so everyone can have a good time, and that's pretty much what it's all about. This is the thing. This is a bonus holiday right now because we got Juneteenth. This you gonna go there. We just had Juneteenth, and then we get the Independence Day of our Caucasian friends to celebrate as well. Hey, it is what it is. If you're in America, this is a tradition that everybody knows about. Even though I don't understand the whole blowing up of fireworks, that's kind of like dangerous if you really think about it. But I get it.
You leave it up to professionals.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't
If you,
shop at those places on Farmington Road and Springfield Road.
No, if the
I
guy
don't
if the
know
guy's
what you're
missing
thinking.
fingers and lines and eyes, they've got great fireworks. Cool fireworks. They don't
But
want
they must sell stuff because they're there every year.
Oh, absolutely.
And I have people in the neighborhood that are shooting bottle rockets. Those are kind of fun. I think
Yeah.
everybody in this room,
Well, that's
except maybe Terry, have you ever lit a bottle rocket?
you don't mess with that
Kinda
stuff.
neat.
We used to shoot them at each other. That's stupid. We take a Christmas wrapper roll empty, put duct tape on one end of it, drop the thing down there, and shoot it like a bazooka. And
Okay, now that message was brought to you.
it's not safe. Don't do it.
The safety
Do it. Don't.
the safety
Do not.
commission
Do
of
not.
Peoria District
Yeah.
150.
What does the parents say? Do it. I'm not saying that as I
Former
Told everybody how
employee,
to blow up their
to your
neighbor.
questions, the layout of the land is it's a beautiful setup. It's this food and drinking stuff that's all part of the package that they get. It's an amazing ordeal to raise money for the Boys and Girls Club. A big percentage of it goes to that. I haven't, like I said, in almost a decade, we haven't had anything that we couldn't handle by just talking to people. They're saying, "Hey, you guys," because there's people that come down there that want to go eat at the restaurant still, and it's kind of at a certain time. It's like it ain't that they can't come, but you got to get a certain wristband because one wristband says you're part of the event, and another one saying you're just grabbing food and then going ahead and head out. Because there's other establishments that's there, that 8-bit video game place, and then it's another one around the corner.
Well, and is it martinis?
Yep,
and
yep,
everything?
right.
They've-
So
they've
it's
got something going on.
absolutely it's several places down there,
How many
but
people are going to be down there? Do you
I
think?
guarantee you at least 2 to 3,000 easily.
Thousand?
and also, if you have a wristband, that means you just got out of the hospital.
Yeah, that's actually it. They got
Did you
your
bring
name
us
and
some
birthday.
wristbands today?
Look it up. I got something for you. I got you going on the 8th floor with the padded room. We gotta make sure. Yeah, right by the window where the fireworks. You just
What
go to
time
stand
do
there.
you report and what time
Well, that's
do
the
you
thing.
wrap
You
it
had
up?
me coming here. I'm supposed to be getting things ready for that right now. Thanks a lot, man.
Well, you were
Thanks a
supposed
lot.
you were supposed to be here yesterday, and
Hold on.
Dave,
Now you know what? I knew he was going to
and-
do this. So
and you
let's
know
clear
what?
the air.
You weren't here, but
No, it's
we
my
woke,
day off.
we woke him up
He
yesterday.
called. Yeah, he
woke him up.
Second in this, and I still answered the phone, and
Yes, you did.
and I was trying my best to get together, and I said, "You know it, man."
Oh, because you were like,
Like-
and then we knew we'd woken you up because
No, so when the dog got to use the bathroom, he was barking. I said, "Yeah." They tell somebody said, "Does he use the bathroom?" I said, "He know how to use the toilet. He just don't know."
Are you talking about you?
Yeah, we got a bidet, so never mind.
TMI.
Yes,
Did
yes.
you find that, doctor? The wig thing? Did you find that?
Which thing?
The
big
wig
wig.
thing.
Oh,
Big wig.
yeah. It came from the 17th and 18th centuries
Oh,
in
gee,
Europe when
When the-
your prestige was measured by how big your wig would
Yeah.
be. People,
Really?
Oh, yeah. People were wearing wigs as high as 2 and 3 feet high just to show off their.
And women
Good luck.
women wearing them as well.
Oh, especially women.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. And back then, when you was voluptuous or heavy set, that was a sign of
Obesity.
money.
Wealth.
Wealth.
I
That
thought
was
it
money.
was a sign of
Well,
obesity.
that's how they made it eventually. But
Voluptuous? What?
I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
That's where the term.
Hey, look, don't nobody
voluptuous
like a
came.
dog but a bone. I mean, a bone but a dog, man.
I like your T-shirt.
Man, if you look at me, everybody on the video today, look, I have red, white, and blue on, and I'm Black
Where's the
Superman.
light?
Look right
The
here.
shoes.
And
He's got
look,
shoes.
look.
I couldn't see. Thank you.
Oh,
I
I'm trying to
didn't see
just
that.
stick to the tradition of today. Today I'll have a red safety security shirt on later because that's a sign to let the people know that people with the red shirts are people here to help you. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
Ta-da.
Oh, those are
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah.
This is a
You wanna
drawing,
turn
obviously,
that
but
to
See that
the
in
camera, I
there?
think. I think.
Wow.
this is a drawing that shows that French women
my
got into this enormous wig thing, and it became
Can
sort of a
hide a
competition to
Oh, that's
show who could have the biggest wigs.
Now, how many people on your staff?
I got about 15 to 20 people.
That many?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my
It's
goodness.
thousands of people.
Yeah,
2,000 people.
you gotta
That's
understand.
a lot
It's
of
gonna,
people.
I say easily. If it's not 2,000-3,000, it's a minimum of 500 to 1,000 people. No exaggeration.
That's got to be
It's
hot.
around.
Oh yeah, but it's open though, because you got to realize it's the parking lot, but no cars are there because the cars are parked up the road.
Oh, yeah,
so
they're-
you know that
they're
back.
parked-
What's the one place you just said?
ELM.
That's the one, the brick building. What's the other one that's connected to the brick building that's connected to Kelhurst? That's got a 3-letter acronym too. I think a company.
That's Bartonville.
No, Uncle Roger.
No,
The one that's on the corner right there, where Kelhurst is here, and it's on the corner going towards the My Bicycle Bridge. That other building, they got a parking. What I'm getting is that's another company. They have a parking lot in the back that's up on the lifted. So we park people up there, and then on the other
You got
side.
to walk down from there about
Well, it
2
ain't that
blocks.
far. No, it's not.
No?
See, you're not picturing what
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
telling
not-
you.
no.
It's literally it's Water Street, is State Street or whatever it is, where the police department is right there. You can look down the street and see the back where the police park at. And then
Okay.
right across right there where the Richard Pryor statue on the corner of State Street and then
And
Washington or Washington. It's another parking deck there that hold about 200 some cars. And then on the other side where the
ELM.
that back behind there, it's a whole area that used to be unpaved. They just paved it, and that's where we park cars at, way down there.
Okay.
Now that's a bit of a walk.
Well, yeah, I was going to say.
That is, but if you get in the first part, you get in there, you're okay. But also, we got a courtesy of because
Shuttle bus?
Yep, he's amazing like that. We got the golf cart that you put on if someone's handicapped. You can let them, hey, drop your loved one off here at the pickup, drop off, and then go park.
Nice. That's a nice arrangement.
It's a brainchild of his. He's been doing this for a long time, and so
Good for him.
it is. It's great. It's a great thing. I think it's an amazing thing. Like I said, we had a few incidents where people came and tried to sneak in and stuff like that. You'd be like, no, not today. You didn't know the password.
And you've been doing this for how many years?
Just under 10 years. I want to say we probably started. I think we started in maybe 2017. So was that 8 years? 8 years. It could have been longer. I don't remember.
What kind of food are you eligible for?
Who, me or them?
Well, yes.
I can get whatever I want. I'm the biggest, blackest thing down there.
I realize.
Why did I say that? That is so stupid.
You're a big wig.
No, I'm not. I'm bald, but I don't really eat Uncle Roger during stuff. It's too hot, first of all, and I gotta.
When you slow down, I want to ask you a question.
Okay, let me see.
And what is the food that you are eligible for when you buy the package?
Oh, so like I was saying earlier, I don't know the full menu, but Ravers.
You're not prepared. You didn't.
I know
you were coming in.
Man, that ain't my job. I'm just trying to help.
But you people.
Here we go.
Here we go.
So yes,
Replace that.
Here we go. Here we go.
So Roger, there's boneless pork chop sandwiches.
Ooh, that sounds.
It is. They have brats and hot dogs. They have bags of chips, like either cooker or barbecue or whatever. It's drinks. It's like they have drinks like waters. They have alcohol as well. But of course, you gotta have a wristband to show that you're. Dog it, man. He gonna tick me off as he's trying his best.
Martini.
Thank you, Auntie. I'm teasing. I love him. Is this a damn interview for my life or what? So, Uncle Roger, they do have alcohol, but they have regular beverages and soda cans, like Sprite, Coke, Pepsi, whatever. Whoever the people who sponsor it help sponsor it, they'll have cans, and it's like these big troughs they have with the stuff in there. And they know because of your wristband that you are one of the people that could come and get as many.
Here again, we're circling back to my question. Where's our wristbands? Did you bring them in?
White people.
Just circling.
What is the price? You know,
It's up there, but it's worth
like
it.
$200 a
Yeah,
person.
for like
Excuse
a
me.
family of 4 or something like that. It's more something like that.
I don't know. I'm just
I
asking.
don't want
Here again,
You're
we're going to circle
fine.
back.
Yeah,
Do you
where would
bring
I
our
look at that?
wristbands?
Uh,
It's $200
Big Brothers
bucks.
Big Sisters.
Is it
It's
really?
a
Something like
fundraiser
that.
facility.
Wow.
Brothers, Big
Okay.
Sisters.
But all you can eat and drink.
I
and
know
all
that
that
to
Yeah.
get a parking spot
Yeah.
for a family
See,
runs anywhere between $100 and
See,
$200.
man, Terry, no.
So they bring a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Do people bring
You
their
can bring,
kids?
isn't it
It's
like,
eight, is it
like
eight?
I mean, 8 to 10
Yeah,
people
people in your little
Okay.
in your
spot.
parking spot?
Now, since you didn't ask this question, I'll tell you this. This is
Nothing on
funny.
their
It's been a couple
website.
times where people have a parking spot, like
Yeah.
where they bought their parking spot,
Yeah.
and then someone else would like say every year they park in a certain.
Oh,
Their family
okay.
sits in
Sure.
a certain area,
Sure.
like the thing at the park. One year we had people that sat somewhere. Their family always sat in this place, and then they was like, and this other family because they had numbers this particular year where their parking spot, where their little area was, and his family wasn't. They wasn't moving. They was like, I was like. They was like, I ain't going anywhere. You go get Pat. And I'm just like, oh, here we
There we
go.
go.
So I had to,
How'd you handle it?
like I handle
You just
everything
shot the
else. I
guy.
said, give me 1 second. Okay, I get it. I understand you guys were here, but this family comes here every year. Give me a second, please. Let me figure something out. And I upgraded them to VIP.
Oh.
You
Oh,
got it.
It's
You
a
got it.
VIP
You
now.
got it. It's a little more. It's a
Where-
little. It's a little. It's a
Well,
little.
what do they get? What extra do they get?
I can't tell all that on the air. That ain't
Oh,
everybody's business.
oh.
But no, but it's a little. But it was a situation that
You
made
diffused it.
absolutely. And Uncle Pat, he approved it, gave me the green light, and we didn't have to get anybody else involved in the authorities or anything, and it was smooth.
What color are the VIP wristbands that
I'm
you're
not
going to
telling you
give
what
us?
color any of it. He gonna try to go to the Dollar Tree and get a wristband.
Yeah.
He gonna come to the thing like, "Hey, I'm Ed's uncle," and then they gonna be like, "Yeah, right." He's like, "We got that same hairstyle." They gonna be like, "Okay, let me make a call."
I
You
just,
got my number?
I call you. I call you.
Yeah, just call
I'll
me.
give you a call.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
You know
great
somebody.
event.
I
know one of the
I
big
know a
cookies.
guy.
Back to my original question.
Yes, sir.
What time will you be going down?
I'm going
to the
around
register?
noonish because I got to do a lay of the land to kind of get an idea of what's different because of the parking thing has changed this year. So I'll go down there and go through that and get a list from Pat of certain people for the parking list, VIPs, this, that, and the third. And
You know how to spell my name, right? For that list.
damn it, Uncle Terry, I know you. You got my personal number, man. Cut it out.
And I want to emphasize something that we haven't talked about. You're talking about security, but you also are involved in safety. You check to make sure people are not getting ill, maybe dehydrated,
Absolutely.
maybe too much drinking, and so forth.
Absolutely.
You make sure that everybody is safe, and if they need medical assistance,
So my
you-
wife
you
and my
get-
daughter are registered nurses. You know that, and they work on the security team as well. Safety. We
Really?
call it safety
From
team because you don't want to.
That's also
Sure.
called
Loosely touch.
nepotism, but that's
Yeah,
okay.
you know, hey,
But
hey,
that's
man.
good.
Hey,
You
but
know, if you got it, you got it.
absolutely.
Flaunt it.
Amen.
That's right.
And you know your nieces, they're very intelligent women and it's great at what they do. And we
Sure.
have had incidents where people kind of were dehydrated or got heat exhaustion and stuff. And it's nice to have someone on staff that can handle things like that. And by the grace of God,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that's what my wife gets to do. She gets to come in and we had a couple of incidents. And the funny thing is, because of a lot of the people that we're connected with in the city, there's nurses and doctors and firemen and policemen, all type of people that bring their families down there, and they always step up when it comes to things like
Sure.
that. That was anything I could do to help. So we really hadn't had anything that we couldn't handle professionally without it becoming a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. And I think that's why the relationship that we have with Mr. Sullivan is continued the way it has because you know it's a great time and
He's a good guy and he runs a good ship.
absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back. Happy 4th of July to everybody this morning on Breakfast with Roger and Friends.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him going on to fascinate millions with his talent? 1 in 260,000. The odds of this born racer having 157 career top 10 finishes in NASCAR? 1 in 125 billion. But every driver seeks the pinnacle of their achievements. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year? 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism? 1 in 68. I'm NASCAR driver Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
And we say happy 4th of July to everybody. It'll be sunny and warm today with a high of 93. Thank you all. And currently, amidst all the conversation, it's 75. Is that what you have?
I had 74. Called 75. Yeah, whatever you want, right?
Hot. That's what it is.
Yes,
It's
it
already
is.
Friggin' hot.
Hot and sticky.
It's
I went to go out this morning and start to water the grass. The grass is like, oh.
Thank you.
It's like it's already real humid out.
It is. It is. The puppy, I took him to go do his morning business. He looked at me like, hey, man, I ain't going on no long walk this morning.
No.
Yeah.
Kemosabe. All right, on this day in American history and world history, it doesn't matter. It is Friday, July 4th. In 1804, what historical event took place?
1804.
July 4th, 1804.
The king of England got his face chopped off.
Have anything to do with hot dogs?
That was on the 5th. Now, this happened in the United States.
It was the United States, okay.
And it happened, and this will be a clue, west of the Mississippi.
Well, did it have to do with the Louisiana Purchase?
No, it did not.
Lewis and Clark.
That was
discovered-
1803.
What'd you say?
Lewis and Clark.
Yes.
Yeah, it was
What about
the
it?
beginning of the Lewis and Clark expedition. They took off from St. Louis.
Well, I'm not sure whether that's relevant at this point. This isn't what he took off. What did they do?
They put a bunch of stuff in a canoe and they went to go visit David Crockett.
Maybe.
What did they do?
What did they do?
Incorrect.
Well, they were commissioned by
Thomas Jefferson.
to explore this newly purchased area.
It's all very good, but that isn't the answer.
But it was Lewis and Clark, though, right?
Yes.
I see.
Lewis
I got
and
that
Clark.
part.
Well, think about today. Lewis and Clark
1800s.
on the 4th of July.
They blew off fireworks.
Well, basically, that's incorrect. But
It's close,
you're
right?
But it's
Hot
close.
dogs?
They
ended their trek and arrived back in.
No.
They
they
took like 2
celebrated
Well, yeah.
They celebrated the 4th.
the
and they had-
first 4th of July
They had hot
west
dogs
of
Oh.
the Mississippi.
with a hot dog.
Was that
Okay.
before the Mississippi had the earthquake?
And so they fired their expedition cannon. By the way, what is Lewis's first name?
Meriwether.
How about Clark?
William.
William is correct.
William is correct.
What'd you say?
They fired their expedition
What'd you say?
cannon, and Terry, I'd like to hand them.
I was just trying to find out what he said.
And write a note.
Ask me a note, Doctor.
And ordered, and okay, smarty pants. Here's your question. He ordered an extra ration of what for their men?
Hot dogs.
Whiskey.
Whiskey is correct.
Oh.
And once again, Terry is wrong.
Well, there's a heck of a party, right? Whiskey in a cannon?
Now,
That can't go.
how many weeks earlier had Lewis and Clark left American civilization? This took place after they left.
They were
How many weeks ago
traveling up
did
the
they
Missouri
start?
River. I don't.
I'm going to say 6 weeks.
That's close.
Yeah.
7.
7 weeks is
They
correct.
left in the spring, so they would have as much time.
How many was in their quote party?
How many?
Of how many men were in their party?
9.
That's too low.
15.
That's too low.
Ooh.
Ed,
I guess
let the black guy.
You didn't say anything. I was waiting. I
about
was
25.
Oh, that was close.
24.
That was not so close.
26.
29.
Oh.
How many women?
And what were they called? The Corps of what?
Lonely.
Pioneers.
No,
Corps of Explorers.
that would be logical, but incorrect.
Okay.
Word
Engineers.
starts with the letter D.
Don't
Corps of.
Developers.
go there.
That's close.
Discoverers.
Yes,
The Black Hawk wins.
they had made good progress. traveling up what river?
Missouri.
Missouri River. In a keel boat. How long was it? How many feet?
Wait, what was
72 feet.
Well, there had to be
double
more than
digit.
one boat for 29 guys.
Well, they had also 2 dugout canoes.
Yeah, I said the canoe.
I would say 12 feet long.
Oh, it was gotta be
Way, way,
Be a lot
way too
further.
small.
30 feet.
Still small.
42 feet.
Still small.
50 something.
Yes, 50 something what?
Oh,
Why? 52.
That's incorrect.
55.
55. Well, I tell you what, Ed Parker's wearing his Superman.
It's hot.
I ain't gonna say he texts me all the answers every day.
On this day in 1804, the expedition stopped near the mouth of a creek flowing out of the western prairie in an area which is now what
Nebraska.
state? Incorrect. The nickname of the state in sports is Jayhawks. Kansas is good.
Yes. Nice. That was a good guess.
Oh.
That was very good.
What you call
All right, because we're not going to be here tomorrow, we'll do tomorrow's July 5th, 1996. Scientists successfully did what for the first time?
What was the date again, Uncle Roger? I'm sorry.
96.
Yes, you are, sorry.
1996.
July 5th, 1996.
They split the collider.
The what?
That collider thing.
Split the atom?
Yeah,
Is that
they
what you're trying-
split.
I thought that was more so recently. You said 1990.
No.
Like they just
Okay.
split atoms. I know.
It had to do with a mammal.
What?
Mammal. MAMMA.
Oh, they cloned the sheep.
That is right.
Oh,
Dolly the
For the
sheep?
first time. Yes, named after.
Dolly Madison.
Dolly Parton.
No. Dolly Parton is correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
She
The
had
first
big,
cloning of a mammal
big
allegedly scientists named the animal after country singer Dolly Parton in honor of the cell that spawned her, a mammary cell from an adult sheep.
That's right. They took a mammary cell and made a sheep out of it.
Yes. And then we go to July 6th, which is well, we're running
Sunday.
overtime, but who cares? It's the 4th of July.
Exactly. This
Okay,
is
what
more important.
year?
This is more important, is it? Sunday, well, it wasn't necessarily Sunday, but July 6th, 1976, something very important happened in our military. What was it?
This was too late for the Vietnam conflict.
It officially ended then, no?
Yeah, it was over by 76. And
Okay, it's 200
withdrew.
years.
So what would that have been? Was it a celebration of some sort?
Well, yes. They celebrated the decision and the event, yes.
Decision. Oh, so as a law, we're talking about.
No, it was not a law. All right, I'll help you out with this clue. It happened at the U.S. Naval Academy.
The first nuclear submarine?
Ooh, incorrect.
U.S. Naval Academy. Does someone...
And something that you would be cheering and praising and celebrating.
Was it the
Terry.
first co-ed submarine?
The first female cadet?
That is correct.
Oh, okay.
Inducted its first, actually not cadets. I don't know if they called them
naval
cadet. Actually, they called them
seamen.
Midshipmen.
Or
midshipmen. Okay.
And how many? First time in history. They admitted how many? Double digit.
14.
Way short.
22.
That is even shorter. No, it can't be shorter. Let's see.
Even lower?
Even worser.
Worse. The more worse. More worse.
Yeah.
Terry, I'm gonna let you go. I ain't gonna lie.
It's 42.
Why don't you double it?
No,
Close to it.
84?
No.
85?
80.
Close.
88.
Oh, wait, you just missed it by one. Somebody did.
79.
Now you missed it by 2.
82.
Oh, okay.
81.
81.
Or 81. Okay. 79, 80, 81.
81 women in the class of 70.
Of 76.
81 women.
And that's the first time they graduated women?
Yes.
Wow.
Inducted. They were inducted.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And
You're a midshipman and then there's seamen after
55
that, right?
women from the class graduated,
I don't know.
becoming trailblazers for future female midshipmen and transgenders. That came later. Hey, you guys really did good. That's wonderful.
Trouble.
All right, 4th of July, we celebrate this wonderful day with some music. B.J. Thomas. It's 8:07 and a pleasant good morning, everybody, on this 4th of July. It's a Friday, and you're having breakfast with Roger and friends on WAZU FM 90.7 in Peoria, Illinois. We start with a check of the weather brought to you by your hometown community banks, divisions of Morton Community Bank, 46 convenient and friendly hometown locations throughout central Illinois, providing a variety of financial services. Look for the clock tower and you'll know that they have time for you. Member of FDIC.
Happy July 4th. We celebrate the founding of our country with some very, very hot weather. Sunny and a high today of 93. Tonight, low 72. Tomorrow, sunny and 92. Sunday, mostly cloudy with a good chance for showers and thunderstorms. Won't be as hot. High 88. Monday and Tuesday, sunny. Both days around 88. Right now, it's 74 at the Wazoo.
And now we have more news brought to you by certified public accountant and tax specialist Matt Wall with Gordon Stockman Wall. Matt offering a wide range of specialized services, but today wanting to wish everybody a happy and safe July 4th. He can be reached on Monday at 309-692-4030.
Today, as we've been talking about, we're celebrating Independence Day along with everybody across the country with parades, celebrations, and fireworks. The annual West Peoria 4th of July parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning. And the annual Red, White, and Boom is virtually an all-day celebration on both sides of the Illinois River. Enjoy the festivities and remember, be safe, drink plenty of water, and leave the dangerous fireworks to the professionals.
It was close, but Republicans prevailed in the House of Representatives, passing President Trump's big, beautiful bill by a vote of 218 to 214. Two Republicans, Thomas Massey of Kentucky and Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, voted against Trump and the fellow party members, as did every Democrat in the House. The measure now goes to the White House for the president's signature later on today.
Passage of the bill came on a day when the Labor Department announced the addition of 147,000 new jobs. Economists have predicted a much lower number. And in other good economic news, unemployment dipped to 4.1%. Federal employment declined by 7,000 jobs last month. The Dow closed at 44,828, while the S&P 500 and Nasdaq clinched records for the third time this week.
The president was in Des Moines, Iowa last night celebrating his legislative victory while also kicking off the one-year countdown to the country's 250th birthday celebration. Trump praised his big, beautiful bill, which he said contains the largest cut in taxes in history, along with the largest cut in federal spending. He said the bill includes no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security.
Democrats may have helped President Trump win over some of the Republicans who were on record to vote against his bill. Their delaying tactics, including a floor speech by Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, lasted close to 9 hours. That's a record, but it also gave Trump more time to lobby and secure the winning 218 votes.
The Supreme Court has also delivered a big win for the Trump administration. It ruled that a lower court judge had overstepped his authority by trying to block the deportation of 8 criminal illegal immigrants to South Sudan. In a 7-2 decision, the High Court rebuked Federal District Judge Brian Murphy for defying the court's ruling that allowed the administration to move forward with third country deportations. Murphy was appointed by Joe Biden.
In local news, a freak accident on I-74 yesterday morning cost the life of a 30-year-old Peoria man. Peoria County Coroner Jamie Harwood said Dominique Stringer probably died instantly when hit by parts from a westbound semi-truck. The truck's rear axle broke off with 2 wheels and bounced over the retaining wall and crashed through the windshield of Stringer's eastbound SUV. The collision sent Stringer and his vehicle out of control, which hit another retaining wall at eastbound exit 95A, which was closed for close to 4 hours. And that's the news.
It's the news, Roger. Bless you.
You know, that's the bad side of being on camera.
Well,
You
yeah.
can't hide. I was going to go under the table and sneeze,
No hiding.
but then I knew I'd have a hard time getting back up. So anyway, there you have the news and the weather from WACU. Now let's turn to our friends at WCBU.
From the WCBU newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper. The two members of Congress who represent the Peoria area split their votes along party lines as President Trump's major policy bill has passed. Republican Darren LaHood says the so-called Big Beautiful Bill will provide economic relief to Americans across the country. LaHood calls it a generational piece of legislation that, quote, works for Main Street, small businesses, farmers, and families. Democrat Eric Sorensen says the bill is immoral and un American. He says it will make lives more expensive. The bill extends the 2017 Trump cuts and slashes funding for Medicaid, food assistance, and clean energy programs. The bill passed by 4 votes in the House. 2 Republicans voted no. It now heads to the president's desk. There have been 2 homicides of young children in Peoria in the last week. In one, the alleged perpetrator is a babysitter. Dr. Channing Patrak is the medical director of the University of Illinois College of Medicine's Pediatric Resource Center. She says it's important to observe someone around your children before using them as a caregiver.
You don't want someone who says your baby is spoiled, you hold them too much, they cry too much, you get really frustrated when a child cries. Probably not the person you want to leave your baby with.
Patrak says 24-hour triage lines at doctors' offices are a good resource for a caregiver or a parent who finds themselves unable to take care of their child. Peoria's Crittenden Center also offers a crisis nursery where they can take care of children for days and offer counseling. Well, Peoria's firework extravaganza returns for a 4th of July celebration tomorrow night. Streets around the riverfront will be closed for the Choose Greater Peoria Red, White, and Boom starting at 5 p.m., with live music and vendors starting at the same time. The Illinois River will shut down to recreational traffic between the Murray Baker and Bob Michael bridges at 7 p.m. The Bob Michael Bridge will be shut down to vehicle and pedestrian traffic at 8:30 p.m. Fireworks start at 9:30 p.m. From the WCBU Newsroom, I'm Allie Cooper.
And good report was had by all. Let's get into sports. Dr. Gene Siddler with the latest. Cubs win. Cubs win.
Cubs win their 3rd in a row over the Guardians. They won again last night, 1-0 in 10 innings. Cubs managed only 3 singles through the first 9 innings. Actually, only 3 singles for the entire game because then they scored in the 10th inning on a sacrifice fly. Good pitching from starter Cade Horton and 4 relievers to hold Cleveland scoreless. They improved their record to 52-35, increased their lead over the Milwaukee Brewers to 4 games in the National League Central. And the St. Louis Cardinals, who were off yesterday, will be in Chicago to play the Cubs starting this afternoon for a 3-game series. The Chicago White Sox lost in a late game on the West Coast last night to the Dodgers 6-2. White Sox now in Denver for a 3-game series against the Colorado Rockies starting tonight. And the results of fan voting to determine the starters for the July 15th Major League Baseball All-Star Game were released, and 2 Cubs outfielders are among the National League starters. Pete Crow Armstrong and Kyle Tucker will be starting in the outfield for the National League when they play that All-Star Game on July 15th. No Cardinals or White Sox players were among the starters. They will get players added with the announcement coming Sunday of the pitchers and reserve players. The Peoria Chiefs won last night, beating the South Bend Cubs 3-2 in 10 innings. Chiefs have now won 3 in a row in 6 of their last 7 games. They're 7-5 in the second half of the season, and they will play South Bend again over in South Bend tonight, tomorrow night, and Sunday. And tennis, the Wimbledon Championships are still going on in London, England. Will run through July 13th. They're into the 3rd round now. Men's singles, a lot of upsets on both the women's and the men's side, but among the men, 5 of the top 10 seeds have been eliminated. 2 of the remaining, though, are Americans. Number 5 seed Taylor Fritz and number 10 seed Ben Shelton still alive. And in the women's side, it's similar. 5 of the 10 seeds still remaining. The only Americans among those are number 6 Madison Keys and number 10 Emma Navarro. So hopefully they'll continue to do well. The tournament, as I say, runs through Sunday, July 13th. And the Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest today in Coney Island, New York. It'll be on ESPN2 at 11 a.m. PETA organization, obviously one of Roger's favorite charities, will be demonstrating and protesting and handing out vegan hot dogs at Coney Island. Joey Chest.
Those hot dogs, they're not made out of dogs, don't they?
I don't know what they're made out of, but you're welcome.
Made out of an animal.
You're welcome to eat them. If I was going to eat a vegan hot dog, I'd just get a piece of celery. What the heck? And that's it for sports.
I don't know if this happens every year, but today, Independence Day, today, all 30 Major League Baseball teams are playing today. Does that happen every year? Or is that just
It happens most Saturdays and Sundays that they're all active. But are you talking about on July 4th? Yeah, on a holiday. Yeah, that's typical.
All 30 teams.
Yeah, that's kind of typical.
That's not unusual. I thought that was kind of weird.
No, because people are off and they go to ball games.
Frequently had double headers many years ago.
Yeah, it used to be a lot of double headers.
You never see double headers anymore because they lose money with double headers. We're delighted to say good morning to Mr. Weather, Kyle Varnold, who is dressed up.
Good morning, 200 fans. Hello, listening audience. How is everyone? Oh, good to see you.
Kyle,
I just wanted to say for the
tubes at the radio.
Stress for St. Patty's Day, and it's not St. Patty's Day. Here, I see that.
Yeah.
But it's okay. It's okay. You Irish, right? So it's okay.
Yes, we have a non-American citizen wearing all red, white, and blue, and that's quite inspiring. Yeah.
Nicholas from Italy is here. Kellen from Washington is here, and then myself as well. But no, I am dressed because the West Peoria Parade, so I represent the St. Patrick's Society and the Irish Festival. We out parading in the streets and jumping and dancing and all that sorts. But it's gonna be a hot one. It's hot as a firecracker today. So to get to the weather before we get to our farewells to Nicholas, long story short,
why is he leaving?
He is July 10th.
No, I mean the studio.
Yeah, we are leaving because we have a parade to get to. So the heck with your show and your program and your listening viewers.
Your show
Oh, we have priorities. We have to celebrate America.
And
so
that's why you're here.
You're 91 years old. America's 249 years old. We have our priorities.
Tell everybody your age.
Like
throwing out my
23.
That's called age discrimination.
I apologize.
You better. I've got Kevin Sullivan recording.
Do you have Kevin Sullivan on the phone? That's wonderful.
No.
I'll have the judge in Boston issue an injunction against it. And the Supreme Court will shut him down.
Nationwide.
Yeah. Oh, it's a joke. No, it's been a great week weather-wise. We are getting the warmer side of things. We have a subtropical ridge kind of moving in. So dew points will be in the 60s today. So we'll be uncomfortable, especially tonight. So the downside to everything going on right now, not only the sunny skies, the hot temperatures, it's the mugginess because winds will be light today. Yeah, it's going to be hot. It's going to be muggy, especially tonight for the fireworks. Sunset, we still have the air.
At 9:30, it's going to be muggy.
Yes. Don't.
There's only about 70-some degrees, isn't it?
Not at 9:30 at night, sir.
Low tonight, 72. No,
that's at 5:30 in the morning, Mr. Growie.
Well, it's not a tonight then. That's a morning.
Exactly. But when we do the overnight low, it's right before the sun comes up. We talked about this on the air.
What's it going to be at 9:30?
And he wasn't listening.
Hey,
you know what? It's hard to stay awake
YouTube viewers
sometimes.
or doing your comments. Anyways, but no. So we are on the cooler side of things at 5:30 in the morning. But tonight, come fireworks time, it'll be hot and it'll be muggy. So be prepared for that, especially the light winds. Winds will be out of the south-southwest, 5 to 10. You really won't feel it even down on the riverfront. Mosquitoes will be a big factor tonight too. I'm sorry to say, yeah. And then tomorrow we get even warmer, so dew points will be now in the 70s tomorrow. So even though temperatures will be very similar to the low to mid 90s, it'll feel like low hundreds heat index wise. We are looking at some convection, especially tomorrow afternoon. Some instability. There's a frontal boundary coming out of Iowa.
Possible rain.
Yeah, well, I think we'll see some popcorn thunderstorms ahead of it, especially tomorrow afternoon in this Illinois River Valley area west of the Mississippi. I expect some explosive thunderstorms, some heavy rain producers, strong winds, and frequent lightning. And then the frontal boundary itself comes through now overnight Saturday night. So most of the storm activity, I think, if we see anything, will be earlier, like in the afternoon, evening hours, early evening, and then when that boundary comes through, it'll pretty much be all but spent. But we are looking at redevelopment of chances of showers and thunderstorms again late Sunday afternoon, Sunday
so
evening.
So we'll have some maybe showers both Saturday and Sunday.
I think there's a good possibility. I'm not optimistic on rainfall like totals, but I do think we have some chance for some scattered coverage of precipitation, which is exciting. And then we warm up again. Well, actually, no, we cool down because the cold front comes through Sunday, and then we have another frontal boundary coming in Tuesday night, which will bring another round of potentially severe weather because the timing of that frontal boundary will be in the later afternoon hours. So a lot of instability will be taking place. And then, there's another good chance of showers and storms on Tuesday night into Wednesday. So even though we're in a D1 moderate drought stage, We could get out of it if we have adequate precipitation. But it's still, I'm not optimistic for July. July numbers are looking down.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Where are we with our farm friends?
Our farm friends right now, corn's still looking good. When I did my run this morning, the crops, I mean, they're definitely knee high, which is where we want it by the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July.
Oh, we drove to Chicago last
yeah.
weekend, and there were some fields that were 6 feet and
Yeah,
taller
that's fantastic.
of
It's right
corn.
around
And they had
here.
abundant rains.
Yeah.
No, definitely. We're
I
where
was
we need to
told,
be.
I was told years ago by the farm guys that if it's knee high by the 4th of July, you screwed up. It's got to be taller than that.
Yeah. No. I was told growing up on a farm that if it's knee high by the 4th of July, you're in good shape.
Yeah.
If it's not knee high by the 4th of July, you're not.
I heard you.
I'm just saying, your farmers need to talk to my farmers.
All right. So we'll get together. You see your people. I'll talk to my people.
We are farmers. Da, da, da,
That's
da,
right.
da, da, da.
There we go. There we go. Fantastic.
Well, let's talk about, if you don't mind, when is it really going to maybe break, or a cool front where we might have a couple of days in July?
Yeah.
Is July just going to be a typical
No.
midwinter summer?
Actually, next week it'll be cooler. So we'll be in the 80s next week. We won't be in the 90s. So today, tomorrow, we'll be on the warmer side of things. Next week actually looks quite seasonable. July typically breaks towards the latter part. I'd say after July 20th, 21st. Yeah, I mean, climatologically, July is generally hot and dry. So that's why we need our rain chances. We need our storm chances. We need that precipitation.
You know, about your costume, I'm worried about you because today, for heat reasons.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
You know, you've got a lot of layer of clothing.
I do have a lot of layers on, yeah.
You've got a shirt, you've got a vest, and then you've got a coat. Or jacket, whatever, and they're not overly light.
No, it's not. It's made for Ireland.
I'm worried with 93 degrees, and it's going to be close to that when the parade kicks off at 10 o'clock this morning.
No, actually, I think it's going to be in the mid 80s when the parade kicks off at 10 a.m.
Oh, well, then you'll make it easy then.
Well, it's still hot. No, exactly. Mr. Garber is right. It's still hot because there won't be wind.
It'll make your shillelagh stick shrink.
You know.
Yes.
But
make my shillelagh shrink.
Nick and your son going to be there to prop you up?
No, they're going to be riding on a float, throwing out candy for the St. Mark's Men's Club.
You should be riding on the float. Are you?
No, I'll be with the Irish Fest, the Purists. I'll be leading them, their float. I'll be walking along.
You do a jig,
waving hands and shaking hands and high fiving.
You do a jig, a little Irish.
Boys,
no offense, but you do a jig.
You do a jig.
Okay.
Do black people make jigs?
We do jigs.
Well,
he was saying no offense because he didn't want to feel like, hey, bro, we danced the jig. Man, you know what? This don't catch on fire,
just saying,
man.
we don't get drunk. We do jigs. That's right. I might catch on fire.
Just play.
This is Mike Best.
Good morning, Nick. WLS.
You sir.
Hey, let's talk about.
Yes, that's why we're here.
Is getting ready to disembark. Get over by the microphone.
Hey, everybody.
Good to see you. What do you write your list?
Say hi to mom and dad. Oh, hello, mom and dad. I miss you.
Are they?
I will be safe tonight with the fireworks.
You're not going to be safe? What'd you say?
No, I am going.
Oh, okay, good.
There we are.
With a gift from Breakfast with Roger and friends, and to tell you how much we enjoyed meeting you, and God bless you and your wonderful family that gave you permission. However, I did talk to law authorities in your town, and they said you were sentenced to go to Peoria.
The community service hours. That's what he
Now, when I give this to you, it's with the strong recommendation that you not wear it around Kyle's wife. And on behalf of everyone, this is a T-shirt.
There you go.
And you can open it and show it to your parents. They may or may
show it to
not
the camera.
have you to wear it when you get to Italy.
We ran this morning, by the way.
There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Shows up nicely.
Thank you.
Jesus praying for Trump.
What is this picture going then? I don't want to be followed around.
It's a Jesus blessing.
Yeah, Trump. It's Trump. That's good. That's Jesus Christ. And
There we
Trump.
go. Nice, Roger.
And know that you'll be the only person in Europe, maybe the only person outside of the United States with that shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I mean, I will try to wear it and send you a picture.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, tell us some of the highlights. So, how many weeks, months have you been in the United States?
Now it's going to be almost 1 year.
Wow.
What? That's all.
Yeah, I came July 27th in Washington, and I'm leaving July 10th.
Yeah. Tell us about your experience of living with Kyle, and tell us the sort of things that it's okay if you don't, certain things you didn't like about it.
No, I liked everything.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
You got
Some
it
of
right
the
home.
Look, you're leaving the
Yeah.
country. Tell us some serious stuff, right? We could always delete it in after the show, but just tell us the real
What
stuff.
can I say? Everything went perfect. Yeah.
You know the right things. What was your favorite food?
Favorite
Your
food?
favorite meal? Favorite
Uh,
restaurant?
Restaurant, I think Alexander's Steakhouse.
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
A big steak,
And what did you miss most by being here that you are missing
I
back
don't know,
home?
maybe
The
the food.
checks.
The food?
The food you're used to back,
Yeah.
back
What,
home.
Yeah.
what particular meal do you miss the most?
Pasta?
Yeah, like a lasagna, like a
Ooh,
good made
yeah.
lasagna. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
could arrange for
Joe
that.
good,
Yeah.
man. My wife's a great cook. I would have hooked you up, man.
Now, what year are you, Nick?
How,
In high
how
school?
old are you?
So they put me in the senior year, but like I'm a junior.
You're
If you
junior.
yeah.
Now, how would you compare Italian girls with American girls?
Yes.
What are the pros and cons?
Did you fall in love over here? Oh, look at this! Look at this! He's getting a little embarrassed now. He's got some side chicks. He's got.
I don't know.
Parents are watching now.
His parents are. Just kidding, Mom, Dad.
Yeah. Would you let him answer one of the 20 questions we just
I will.
asked?
I don't know what's the difference.
Well, let's put it this way. To get you off the hook, I love both of them.
Well, we know because you told us last time that your European tour of
Yes. Did I?
yeah.
Well, I lied.
Germany,
I
Sweden,
lied.
everything.
That was good. What are you doing? Giving him the answers?
No, not at all.
Wait, he
No, What?
He remembers what you said. You might
Yeah.
not remember it, but we remember
Yeah,
it.
figure
I
that
don't remember anything. 24 hours and it's all gone.
Not what he said last hour.
I think I don't know. The main difference is, I mean, here they are more friendly. I think
They're more what?
friendly.
Oh, really?
I think yeah.
That's nice.
Did you get any phone calls?
No,
Okay. Well, that's
but a lot of pictures from the freshmen and sixth graders apparently.
from the sixth grade.
Well,
And freshmen.
I'll tell you about the laws we have here.
Yes.
It's not my fault. I want to do a presentation for school,
Yeah.
and I felt like Justin Bieber in 2015.
There you go.
Girls wanted him to sign a piece of paper there with his name afterwards, and then they tried to add him on social media.
And I denied.
As friends, and he had to
Wow.
deny.
Sounds like Jay Jansen.
Chick
Now
down
let's talk about your sporting night. I know you love soccer.
Yeah.
And
Football.
Football.
yeah, well,
Well, where he's
when
from,
you-
it's
right now we're in the United States.
but it's football to him. I just clarifying.
You know, I'm gonna leave. This ain't like some white people problems.
Glad you're taking it this time, Doc.
I think I lost control.
Yeah.
It's about 10 after 5 this morning, for that matter. Well, tell us about some of the highlights of your visit here.
Highlights?
Trips where you went, met, so forth.
Yeah, highlights. I think the school, since it's so different from the Italian school system. I think it was a good time. Also, when I played soccer at the beginning of the year, it really helped me to like make friends because we started to like practice before school started. So it was like a good introduction to the community. And yeah, I enjoyed every practice. We won regional, and then we almost made it to state, after the super sectional, but we got beat by PND on penalties. But yeah, then I did track this spring. It was something new that I haven't done before, except for a couple of weeks in middle school. So it was a nice switch up, get condition for soccer next season also because the workouts are really tough. But yeah, I got to experience new stuff, of course. I don't know, like Halloween party, since Halloween in Italy is not that big. A Christmas party that I never went before, since I am not a big party person, you know. Um, but it was really nice to like,
Experience that.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
like indeed.
And so, yeah, just hanging out with friends and they a couple of weeks ago, some of my friends threw me a surprise going away party that I didn't know about. So that was fun, yeah. And no, no, no,
He's not driving. Okay, so they're asking you to drive. What's the driving age in Italy?
18.
18.
18 in
Yeah.
Italy?
18.
Oh, okay.
Tell us your connection with um, uh, Kyle's son.
Oh yeah, so it's a good connection. We play a lot. I show him, how to play soccer. He showed me how to play football and video games since I play video games. But yeah, a really good connection. I think we bonded really good, and I enjoyed my time here, and I hope he did too. And I think I showed him, uh, some stuff, and I hope it was a pleasure for them, but because it surely was for me to be with them. And yeah, next year they are talking about coming to Italy
Next July.
next year, yeah, to visit. Uh,
And
and yeah,
what part of Italy are you from?
so I moved a lot, like in the same region. I am in the north of Italy, near the mountains.
Okay.
We live near Lake Garda, which is the biggest lake in Italy.
Agda?
Garda,
Garda.
Garda,
Oh,
Garda,
okay.
yeah. And location-wise, I am like in between. You can say Milan and Venice. I am 1 hour and 30 minutes east of Milan.
Okay.
Uh,
What's
I'm
your father do? What's your
so my dad he's in the Italian army.
in the who?
Italian army.
Italian army.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and yeah,
Okay.
and my mom, she's a no nutritionist. Yeah, I know what my parents do.
Nutritionist.
Describe where your family lives. Is it in the mountains?
Okay, yeah, yeah. So
Tell us a
it's
little
it's
bit about where you live.
yeah, so it's near a lake. Think so. The town is called Salo, Salo.
Small town, big town.
It's like, I think it's a little bit bigger. No, like close to Peoria, Peoria. Yeah. So we have the lake, and then the mountains as the backdrop, like back. Uh, and yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
and actually, like where we live, like from Salo south, it's all like flat like here and hills. So above Salo is all mountains
Mm-hmm.
and valleys, and beneath Salo is all like flat like here, plus a little bit of hills.
how far are you from Rome?
Close to 9 to 10 hours.
Is
By
this-
car, yeah.
Yeah.
By
Benito?
train, it's like 4 hours.
It looks like there's some really pretty views with the water that
Yeah,
you
yeah.
that you have there and stuff.
Oh, that's
I didn't
great.
know that.
Yeah. Or do you fish at all?
No.
Yeah, you don't care for that?
The only time that I fished was with Kellen's grandpa. The only I don't know. I feel like it's really boring. Maybe maybe because I haven't tried it before coming here. And I caught one fish. I don't remember what kind it was, but yeah, it was fun experiencing something new. You know.
When you first arrived in Washington, in this country, did you have pangs of homesickness? Did you think, gosh, I don't know whether I want to be here or not?
Your parents are watching. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah, I know. I know. I don't know. I don't think so.
You know, well, you would know. I mean, you'd go to bed crying and weeping and so forth, but you didn't do anything like that.
No.
You know,
No.
I want to get back to the girlfriends. But, you know, I am willing to bet they loved your accent.
That's it.
I mean,
That's
it's really a European. It's cool. Yeah, it's a great. I keep thinking of Julio Iglesias or.
Well, he said the best actor. He said he like a Justin Bieber 2015. That's how they
Well,
were
it
trying
may
to
be
whip.
Spanish, but I can't help what I think.
Sophia Loren and Gina Lollobrigida.
Yeah.
Or what's the one guy? What's the one dude that's always in the movies? The one cool white Italian guy that's in the Ocean 11 movies. Y'all know who I'm talking about?
Oh,
He's an Italian?
Huh?
Ray Charles.
Yeah.
Ray Charles.
Oh man, I'm done. You know what?
I'm talking about
Liam Nielsen.
Well, yeah.
no, he was in Untouchables.
Who-
Bad guy in Ocean's
Who
11.
is the blind singer that?
Yeah,
He's
the
Italian.
opera singer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking
you
about-
know.
yeah.
I was trying to think of his name.
It's-
Do you know the name?
he was a-
Do you know the name Gasparo de Salo?
No.
He invented the violin, and he supposedly is from.
Go back for where you from. Yeah. He the one the fiddler on the roof type guy.
Andrea Bocelli, you're thinking.
Yes. Okay.
Andrea Bocelli.
Michelle, yeah. Do you know who
Oh,
that is?
Wait a minute. What about Rocky Balboa? He Italian.
Talk to your son a little bit. if you don't mind.
Excuse me.
Tell us about growing up and getting acquainted with Nick Kelly.
Well, it was nice because like it's different to go like an only child for like 9 years and then have Kiri.
And then to have a brother.
Yeah.
Well, sisters. Kiri came before Nicholas did. So
Yeah.
that was the same.
But it was a new experience. It's fun. Like
It's leaving. It's okay.
Well, you're going to miss him when he leaves, I'm sure.
yeah.
We all are.
Do you think the chicks will quit hanging out when he leaves, or?
No, Nicholas is actually trained Kellen to get the chicks.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
okay.
one of the best life lessons Nicholas could give Kellen is how to talk about health.
Which one of you guys are older? He is older.
He's older. Okay.
Okay.
This is 16. Kellen's only 12.
See, I kind of knew. I knew that.
I know.
Yeah.
How do you like your haircut?
Varnold
I
jeans.
see you've got
He did.
an
He
American
got-
haircut.
he- he-
Has your hair ever been cut that short in Italy?
I don't think so.
I don't think
No,
so either.
I did.
I like it. Do you like it?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
Yeah.
it's.
In other words, you don't like it.
No, yes, I like it,
Yeah.
but it's
different.
Yeah.
You like the longer hair, I'm sure.
Mm.
Yeah, I think so.
I did too.
Yeah, I do.
Gone.
I do too.
Yeah, we did.
I do too. I like the longer.
You got close to the lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurt
Yeah,
my
she was-
So going back to the 6th grader thing,
Yeah.
I just want to say one of my friends sold his autograph on a sticky note for $20 to a girl.
Wow, man.
That's
Hey
impressive.
man, that's that. You got your little piece of
Yeah.
fame right here.
Dude,
15
Dude.
seconds of fame.
You know, we're going to take a break from the for our pet tip of the day.
Today's pet tip is brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Pet lovers are dedicated to their animals, all species from horses to turtles, and of course, cats and dogs. If you are a pet lover, learn these little-known, somewhat amazing facts about your pet. When you come home and find evidence of something chewed or destroyed by your pet, some trainers say you can try disciplining after the fact if you have the proof. But you must not react to the proof until you get the dog to the damage. In other words, don't explode into the house and scream and whine at your dog. The dog will simply run away and you will think you have corrected the problem. You have not. Instead, say nothing, go calmly to the dog and bring him to the damage. Show the dog the proof and in a low growling voice with few words, let him know that this is not acceptable, such as, "Bad boy." Then release him and do not pet, coo, or give attention to him for 3 minutes, but no longer. You are imitating the actions of a mother dog, and your pup should quickly and easily understand this sound and action. When you are cleaning up the mess, do not let your dog see you doing so. Your body language will look submissive to the dog as you kneel and scrape or scrub, and that won't win you any brownie points in the dog's eyes. Remember, keep your cool when disciplining. No screaming, no hysterics. This is correction time, and your growling should last no more than 3 seconds. So the next time your pup presents you with a problem, try this and see how it works for both of you. This whisker of information has been made possible by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting in partnership with Spot, Saving Pets One at a Time, and KSBR Studios. Produced by Joseph C. McGuire and theme music by Stuardo Glasser.
Today's pet tip has been brought to you by Peoria Pet Crematory of Peoria and Lewiston, providing final care for family pets, large and small, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Their phone number is 713-1898. That's 713-1898. More information is available at peoriapetcrematory.com.
Well, Roger, today it's going to be a hot one. Sunny and hot today and tomorrow is going to be in the 90s, 72 tonight. Sunny and rain on Sunday, 88. It's not going to be sunny, but it's going to be rain, and 88. Right now, it's 74 and it's muggy outside.
Yeah. What's the weather like this time of the year in Italy, Nick?
So I think that so since we are in the valley, okay, the heat just now I'm no meteorologist, so this is not professional.
Oh, it's okay.
Are we? So I think yeah. So where I live near the mountains, like the fresh air comes like more often than here. But yeah, so sometimes the hot air just sticks in the valley and it doesn't come out. So there is a lot of humidity also.
Just like ours.
Not that much, but a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You do any mountain climbing? How far
No.
are you from the mountains? No, none.
No, not mountain climbing, but with my dad and my brothers, we usually go for a hike in the mountains.
Ooh.
But no rock climbing.
But that sounds fun and energetic.
Yeah.
That's something.
The Alps are where I'm showing here, and this is where he lives, right about here on the west side of Lake Garda. But yeah, he's only maybe 10, 15 miles from some of the tallest peaks in the Alps.
How far do you have to go to get to your high school?
What?
How far do you have to go to get to your high school?
So last year I needed to take a train and a bus. So it was
Train
like
and a bus?
yeah.
Your school.
Yeah. So it was like
How
maybe
long?
40 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Like total sense, transportation in Italy is not reliable, so full
You
of
have horses?
delays.
You have horses or goats to ride?
No. Just bus and train drivers
You
don't.
40 minutes to get there, and at 40.
Yeah.
Wow.
But like
I'd just
next
quit.
year,
I would quit if I was you.
yeah, next year I will change school because something happened with my other school since they didn't want to let me do a full year in the US.
Uh-huh.
They only wanted me to do like a one semester. So
Oh,
only like 5 to 6 months.
okay.
But we did everything beforehand and then they got mad and that's why I'm changing school. So
Oh,
next year
jeez.
maybe like 10 minutes by car.
We thought we were the only ones that got mad at schools.
Yeah.
The school officials. Obviously, you have problems in your school as well.
Yeah.
Do you think Peoria, or I keep thinking Peoria, you think the school you went to, Washington, was harder than your school or easier than your school that you attended in Italy?
So I took all like not all senior level classes, no honors. But I don't know, it depends. In Italy I feel like we have more like more content and more like in-depth stuff to cover. Um and also in a short amount of time because like here every day the schedule is the same. In Italy is like we have more subjects which we don't get to choose. So last year I had like 14 subjects and every week they like change the schedule. And so we don't know like 1 week before we are not sure what subject we will have during a day. And and so like it's not like like to this year I had like US history, then math. So I knew every day what I had, and it was all the same. So we had more time to do the content, and that really helps. But in Italy, it's like maybe we have English on Monday, but then we don't have it on Tuesday, and we have it on Wednesday. So not every day we have all of the subjects, and so I think that there are some differences, and I think Italian school is harder, I think. Um, I don't know why. It's just something that I felt while going to school.
Yeah. What do you want to do when you, pardon the expression, grow up?
And
You have any idea? This is an important. You're not being graded.
no,
Oh,
yeah. So I'm I like to go in business or finance.
In finance.
Or business, yeah. One of the two. Or both. I don't know.
Do you think you want to do that in Italy, or you have any thoughts of maybe coming
so
back to this country?
so I like to like not being in one place forever, like
Yeah,
to
you want to
to
travel?
move around. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I tell
travel.
you what
So
job get. Go to the military, so that way you can travel all over the world. Man, your dad's in the
yeah,
service. That might
yeah,
be a good idea. You can still be a financial consultant, but
yeah, yeah,
just do it for the services. That way, when I'm just saying, that's just a
yeah,
suggestion.
yeah. So I feel like Italy, it's good to live in, but like not not your life.
Yeah. Here's a question that'll put you on the spot and determine whether or not you'll be able to make it back to your country. Um, before you came over, what did you hear about Americans? Did people in your town talk about America? Did you talk about the United States? Did you hear talk about
Yeah,
Joe Biden or Donald Trump, anything of that nature?
yeah. So of course, there are like American stereotypes.
There you go.
And
Americans are lazy.
yes,
That's a typical stereotype from
We're
your
lazy.
Yeah, lazy, and also
That would apply
bad
to
food.
a couple of
Bad
people.
food.
Bad food,
Yeah, and also
and we're not funny.
no.
I beg to differ.
Yeah, funny, funny, but also maybe like some of my friends like not healthy. Like they were making jokes like you better not come back with a full belly or fat.
Oh,
No, yeah. And
so unhealthy, kind of.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
A lot of fast
these are
food
the
restaurants.
stereotypes because most of the people in Italy didn't like do not see the reality, because they never came here.
Right.
And so some things are true, but some things are also
That's how a lot of prejudices are built up, like prejudice or dislikes or people having feelings towards other people. I've had the luxury of traveling all over, so because of private security bodyguard assignments. So when you go to different places, there are a bunch of stereotypes that's set up where you're like, oh, these people do this or those people do this, and half the time the people who are talking bad about whatever individual, they never even have been around those people. They see stuff on social media,
Yep.
they hear
A lot of
things.
it comes from
Yep.
American TV programs.
Yep.
Don't you?
Yep.
yeah,
And
yeah,
be like,
yeah.
oh wow, that's what they
A
do.
lot of it comes from that.
Yeah.
How about tattoos? You see any tattoos in your town?
Down? Yeah, tattoos are all over.
Because we're going to go after the show and we're going to get you one. So get you big flags that walk up there. So,
We're watching.
well, I'll pay for it.
We're just kidding.
I'm willing to bet it's rare to see someone in your town with a tattoo.
Really? No, it's
Is it pretty prevalent?
yeah.
Really? I'm surprised. I thought that was mostly. Killian, are you going to get a tattoo?
Maybe.
All right, you can come with us. We'll take them up to the parade and get brand new tattoos and take it to see their dad. Yeah. There you go.
I ain't got nothing to do with this.
Do you have any desire or hopes to return to this country, maybe in a year or 2 years or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the future holds, and I will take every opportunity, there is, and I might show up, but yeah, I would like to come back.
Well, good. We hope you do come
Yeah.
back.
So, like I said earlier, you rating your trip from 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. Where would you put it overall? So, as a new experience, just something new that you never done before.
Yeah.
American culture. You got a different idea, image about how you feel about Americans.
Yeah, I feel like 8.5.
All right, my man. That's
You know,
what's up. Give him the bell on that one.
Nah,
That's cool. You
8.5 because I am a shy person.
Okay, I
and
can
I
dig
think some of the opportunities that came this year, like
got you to come out of your
homecoming,
shell and
yeah,
stuff.
like homecoming and prom. I wished I had a date of both of them
Yeah.
to have a time,
Yeah,
but
them six-
that was not the case. So
Yeah.
my rating is 8.5 to 9.
Him. So for prom,
For prom,
let's
no?
talk about prom.
Uh-oh, here we go.
His friends hooked him up with a girl.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say her name.
Don't do it.
Work out.
Yeah.
She did what? She did not show up or something or what?
Like, cause we were all sitting around each other, and he asked her through Snapchat, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Well, I mean,
And it just like
It didn't
at
work
first,
out.
She
yeah.
said no?
No, she said yes.
Oh, well,
but,
there you go.
It was because they all had a group, and then the group kind of fell apart. So
also like
yeah.
peer pressure,
Oh yeah.
Well, you're that age.
I made it a big spectacle, man. Let them know that, you know what I'm saying? You had a black uncle that'd have been like, what? And then they'd have been like, we down, baby. Yeah, son. But it happens.
Once you go black.
There you go. He knows.
Hey, I know we're having fun, but it's time to wrap things up.
Yeah. All
Nick,
right.
God bless you. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
We
everything
do,
and the
you
gift.
bet.
I promise I will wear it and
And
send
send me a picture. I appreciate it. And God bless your
Yeah.
parents and your entire
Absolutely.
family.
Safe
Know
travels
that
back
we
home,
pray
man.
for them and pray for you, and also for our great country. It's a great day. That just think how we started and where we are today. And it's a beautiful country with a lot of beautiful people. That doesn't mean we don't have problems, but I wouldn't want to live anywhere else in the world. And thank you, Terry, for giving up your chair. Normally it's the other way around, but we do things backwards. We normally get up for women.
Oh,
when she goes.
hey,
Yeah.
more
No,
than welcome to come
no.
sit here and Terry. You know.
Anyway, have a great day, everybody.
See ya.
And go ahead. See you.
No, yes.
Happy 4th of July.
And what a no better way to end our program with wishes for a happy 4th of July than God bless America.